He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's over. Save. Oh my God!
Did you see that? Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Welcome to Hastings High School, where today we have a border battle of wrestling taking place here in our gym. We have the Holmen Vikings crossing the river taking on our Hastings Raiders. The Holmen Vikings, the #1 ranked team in Wisconsin, taking on the 6th ranked Hastings Raiders. It's going to be an awesome night of girls wrestling. For the first time in HCTV history, we're broadcasting girls wrestling as the premier showcase tonight. My name is Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, we got a great battle to start off the night. What are you expecting tonight in the Hastings versus Holmen showdown?
Yeah, it's going to be a great night of wrestling. First of all, I absolutely love that HCTV jumped into the girls wrestling scene because it's time to showcase these girls. They've been working their butts off for the past few years, and now it's kind of their time to shine.
Absolutely.
Tonight, what I'm kind of looking forward to, there's some big matches that are going to be lined up here looking pretty good. But the Holmen Vikings are a real tough team. We have the #1 team in Wisconsin, and then Apple Valley later on tonight. It's the #1 team in Minnesota, and we just beat the #4 team with South St. Paul last night. So it's going to be a lot of solid wrestling. Tonight.
Yeah, you can see the rankings on the bottom of our screen. There's the rankings just posted by the Guillotine. They just updated that actually today. Hastings did hammer South St. Paul last night by almost 30 points, so they should be jumping in the rankings in just a little bit. Apple Valley, kind of the clear-cut #1. Last year, they finished the rankings at #16 in the nation. They're loaded with hammers across the board, but Hastings, in my opinion, is an underrated team. They have a lot of up-and-coming wrestlers that are kind of relatively new to wrestling, but really good athletes. Taking on a Holmen team that has girls that are very experienced, a lot of returning state qualifiers, a couple state place winners. As we look at the matchup here with Hastings and Holmen, what are the big matches that you're looking at that you think will be a big showdown?
I'm looking at, there's two weights specifically that I'm looking at 124 pounds. I want to see what that match kind of looks like. That might be a flip match there, really, really important later on.
Yeah, and we'll get back to more of the premier matches, but we're going to stop for just a second. We got the national anthem coming our way. We were just talking about the matchup between Hastings and Holmen. Mitch, which matches are we looking at that are key to success for both teams?
So I'm looking at, and I've started mentioning this before, I'm excited to watch 124 pounds, Allison Weiss for Holmen. She's currently ranked number 13 in the state of Wisconsin. I want to see who we throw out there. I think it's going to be Ellie Levine, but I'm not 100% sure in what she does at that weight. The other weight that I'm interested to see what Hastings does is right around 155 pounds. Do we throw Amelia or do we throw Kashan out? What are we going to do? And then are we going to bump up at that point? Right? At at that stage of the match, are we going to be trying to match up the right girl going against the right opponent there? Are we going to be looking for pins? Where are we going to be sitting as far as?
Yeah, and if you look at the two lineups, Holmen really tough down low. Hastings really solid in the middle to upper weights with some younger, kind of inexperienced wrestlers in the lower weights. So you might see a big lead by Holmen to start off the duel, but Hastings knows that they can close well with some of their aces in the middle weights. And to your point, at 155 pounds, they do have the luxury of throwing Kashawn Brooks out there, a talented girl who moved here from South St. Paul. They also have two super tough 170-pounders. They have Amelia Miller and Lily Watts, both who are state ranked. One of them is probably going to bump up to 190, especially if the dual meet is close. They have that luxury to do that. And then maybe the best match of them all might be at 235. Hastings is going to throw Maddie Radspinner out there, currently ranked third in the state, whereas Holmen's going to throw out Sophia Walter, who's ranked 13. If it comes down to heavyweight, it could absolutely be fireworks to finish this dual meet.
It would be awesome to see if it came down to heavyweight. Now, as a homer, I want to see Hastings wrap it up beforehand. But you know what? It's going to be fun to watch just two great teams battle each other who have never seen each other before. Right?
No, they did wrestle each other at the bi-states last year, I believe. I don't know if they actually wrestled each other, but there were some individual matches as well. You might hear some noise to the left of us, of our screen, coming from the side. The boys wrestling team is taking on Holdingford. The Holdingford Huskies came down from the St. Cloud area to wrestle Hastings, and Holdingford is the real deal, ranked third in single A. So it should be a really tight duel. Yeah. But as I'm watching this Hastings team warm up, it looks like Hastings is going to throw out 8th grader Sammy Allen, and she's going to take on Aini Anderson. Aini Anderson from Holmen, ranked number 6 in the state, career high school record of 24-10, and a returning state qualifier. She's an absolute stud. On top of all of that, which is really cool, actually a world champion log roller.
How do you become a world champion log roller?
I don't know, but I want to find out. She's also a ballet dancer in the Nutcracker, and she was on Team Wisconsin for the junior national duel. So a very athletic, experienced kid in a variety of different realms.
Absolutely.
She's going to take on Sammy Allen, a young 8th grader who just came out this year. Comes from a family of wrestlers, though.
Yep.
Her cousin also wrestles on the boys' team, a talented 8th grader. That's Sully McNamara. So a wrestling family just kind of learning the sport. Here we go.
And Sammy's an athletic girl. I know she's big into softball. Huge athlete in that 8th grade.
Anderson in on a single leg, brings it up. Allen battling tough, trying to whiz her here, trying to get her leg back.
Trying to keep her balance. Oh, work that arm out.
Anderson gets the early takedown here for Holmen. Working a half Nelson.
Now if you're Sammy, there she goes, trying to peel that half off. She doesn't want it to sit on top of the head. Great job. Now she's keeping that wrist. I wonder if she's going to try to work up now.
Yeah, one thing we learned as watching more girls wrestling is sometimes it's really tough to half Nelson a girl because it can be so flexible.
Flexible in the shoulders.
And you can see right there as Sammy Allen gets the escape, 3-1 lead for the Holmen Vikings here. A lot of action so far in this first minute. Allen trying to take her shot attempts.
And I like how Sammy, she's kind of really going at it. She's pushing the pace a little bit there, working on the head. She wants to get that takedown.
Good shot attempt. Allen, a talented softball player as well. I believe she played with the high school team last year as a 7th grader.
And she's part of that. She's part of that very successful 8th grade team.
Good sprawl there by Allen, but Anderson deep on a shot, trying to finish, see if she can pop her head out. Drives across, gets the 3-point takedown. So for wrestling fans that are more seasoned, you might notice the rule change this year in high school wrestling. Takedowns now worth 3 points instead of 2. Quite a game changer in terms of your tactics and scoring to get that 3-point takedown instead of that 2.
Yeah, it definitely gives you more advantage if you can score from the feet.
Yeah, 6-1 lead here for Anderson.
We got 15 seconds left. Sam is just trying to get that last escape. She got it already at the beginning of the first. If she can just get away, that 1 point would be really helpful going into the second.
Yeah, and the Vikings will be favored in these first 2 matches just by prior experience and success. First period will end. It's 6-1 in favor of Anderson. Holmen's choice, they're going to go neutral second period. She's taken down Sammy twice.
Yeah, it's probably a smart choice. You know she's already gotten 2 takedowns. Continue to attack.
Yeah, and so like we were saying, Holmen definitely going to be favored in the first 2, and then we get to 112, and that's going to be kind of a toss-up match, at least on paper. We'll see what happens here. If the Raiders can just weather the storm and not give up bonus points, that would be huge for the team score. And for wrestling fans that are, seasoned vets, they know that anything more than an 8-point lead would be a major decision. 15 or more, the match ends with a tech fall. Allen in a shot, but head is down on the shot. She's probably not going to score here. Hanging on tight.
She can just come back up to her knees.
Anderson with another takedown. It's now 9-1.
And that was. I actually liked the idea of the shot there, but her head went, like you mentioned, her head went down, didn't get to the outside. Her hips were out. Okay, just kind of put it into a tough position to score.
Anderson's got a major decision right now, about halfway through the second period with a 9-1 lead. Got a tight half Nelson. Allen battling here, though. Really showing her flexibility off here. That's tight, though. See if she can fight this.
I wonder if they,
they're going to call potentially dangerous. Yeah, you can see her shoulder really coming out of position there.
And that's what you were talking about with the half Nelsons. They really can be flexible with that shoulder. That shoulder was just a little bit too far for the ref's discretion, so she stopped it out of safety for Sammy. And then they restart.
Yeah.
Now she's come down from 106 pounds. I believe last weekend she was wrestling 106 pounds. Took second at that tournament down in Lake City, I believe.
Yeah, but she's only got really about 6 career matches in her life. So wrestling as a varsity wrestler in this stage is kind of a big deal. And the fact she's battling a girl that was a returning state qualifier in Wisconsin is a big deal.
Yeah, and Eine ranked number 6 already, or ranked number 6 this year as a 10th grader. Sammy's, I'm very impressed with what she's doing. Got the one escape here. There's 20 seconds left now. What you're probably working for is maybe just stay in smart position. Don't give up and takedown. Go maybe down in that third period.
Yeah, it will be Hastings' choice going this third. Again, she does not. If she can hold off this takedown here, it's 9-2.
She's trying to break that lock. 3 seconds. Just keep your balance here as much as you can.
Yeah, that's huge for the Raiders here because, again, if you give up a takedown there, you got the major decision. It is Hastings' choice. They're probably going to go down. Let's see what they decide. They're going to go back neutral.
Okay.
Interesting choice.
Now, I'm a little, you mentioned interesting choice. She's already gotten away twice here.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering with that deep half, they're worried that they didn't want to get rolled.
She got awfully close to getting turned. And, again, it looks like both girls are a little tired. Stance is kind of coming up a little more vertical. Good snap down there by Anderson.
But she's in on a leg now. Now she's stepping up,
she can
driving
finish with
across.
a double.
She wants to bring that right arm around her back if she can. Oh, and she brought the left arm.
Oh, she's trying to turn into her, see if Sammy can get her hips up.
She's got to pressure back into the head here.
Oh, good
Sammy's
turn. She's almost there. The leg is just a little too deep, but she's got to. Oh, she gives us the 3 takedown.
Nicely done. Now, a lot of times in those scramble positions, the person with their head up wins the battle. And that's what Sammy was doing. She was pressuring back in, able to get around.
She's riding a tough wrist right here. Anderson up to her feet, gets the escape. Gonna make it 10-5. But what a confidence builder for Allen to get that takedown.
Yeah, and Eine definitely looks like she's tired right now. I don't know if she's been pushed this far into the third period in her recent matches.
No.
But Sammy looks like she's in good shape.
Well, and it's early in the season too, right? You got to get your body acclimated to get in the full 6-minute match.
Either way, I'm very impressed right now with Miss Allen because she's been wrestling since just before Thanksgiving break, and now she's wrestling the top-ranked kid in the state of Wisconsin. I like where she's
showing
at.
A lot of grit, for sure. Regardless of the outcome of this match, to be able to go in the third period, keep it close, that's huge.
Now just stay in good position.
Ooh, almost gave up a takedown there, but
right
wisely
now,
comes back up to her feet.
Right now, I'd like her to just start grabbing wrists. Oh, bring her head down, Sammy.
Former student of yours, right?
I know. So it's kind of pulling at me right now because you really want to try to stay neutral. But Sammy, man, it's so awesome to see her on the mat.
Yeah, for sure. I know they've been trying to convince her for the last couple of years to come off of wrestling, and finally took the bait here and finding some success.
Just got to hold off on this last second here.
So match will end with a 10-5 score in favor of Holmen. 3 team points for the Raiders, or for the Vikings, which, in all honesty, if you're the Hastings Raiders, you take, because
Absolutely.
On paper, a girl who's only wrestled her 7th complete career match, going on a state-ranked girl, that's a huge moral victory for the Raiders.
And it sounds weird, but it's almost like you took points away from Holmen in that situation.
Yeah.
So instead of giving up a 6-point fall, where she had that half in deep, Sammy only gave up 3 points. I thought that was a fantastic match.
Yeah. It takes us to 106 pounds, where the Holmen Vikings are going to send out Caitlin Lambries, a sophomore who's currently ranked number 3 in the state. She's got a career record of 33-9, and she was 6th at the state tournament. She's taking on a freshman. We know her well. Her name is Kira Pellinger. Kira Pellinger, one of our wrestling managers all the way through middle school.
Yep.
She's a freshman this year. Really nice girl, hard worker, new to the sport, but has been around it for a long, long time.
Yeah, the Pellingers have grown up on a mat, with Dad wrestling all the way through, and then Lucas, her older brother, being a senior this year. It's cool to see, our managers back on the mat.
Yeah, and Kira's been talking about wrestling for the last couple of years. Wasn't really sure, but finally went for it this year and has found some success along the way.
Yeah. Already started. I don't know how many seconds we got into that, but we're already bleeding.
That wasn't long.
No.
Yeah, you'll see a common thread here. A lot of wrestling families for Hastings where maybe they had an older brother that wrestled, or they had a grandparent that was in the program. As I kind of look at it, like the Levine family, right? Huge wrestling family.
For sure.
Comes from the Levine family from Rosemont, right? Mom was a huge wrestling manager back in the day and wanted her daughters to wrestle. You're going to see or hear of possibly 3 Levines in this lineup at some point in time.
How cool is that?
It's amazing, right?
And then you also have the Millers. Amelia Miller being part of the wrestling family as well for such a long time. Her brother Tyler graduated with my brother, but he wrestled. And it's cool to see Amelia having success on the mat.
And her grandpa, a long-time announcer for the Raiders. Pretty cool story.
Absolutely.
We're back in action. Here's Kira Pellinger, again at 106 pounds, taking on the state-ranked Lambries from Holmen. Lambries on a quick score here.
And Lambries very aggressive on that takedown.
Yeah, she's trying to lock up a cradle.
You can definitely see why she was a top wrestler in the state last year, placing 6th at the same weight. Actually, it's a little bit different in Wisconsin, correct?
Correct.
Because it's 107 pounds in Wisconsin. It's 106 pounds here.
I believe so. Now, tries to come up to her feet. Lambers just drives across, holding her down. There was no escape there. Trying to get instructions from her coach if she should cut her or not. Lambers riding tough on the edge of the mat. Pellinger battling, though, for the first minute.
Yeah, and you're trying to almost slow Lambries down, because she looks like she's very aggressive, attacking on the feet, even on top here, going after that half Nelson, that wrist in half. That can be very tough. Looks like she's trying to come over on a bar here.
This is going to be tight.
This is going to be tight if she goes over. She does.
They're on the edge of the mat, though, if she can find it. It's tight. And she gets the pin.
And she does get the pin there.
Good arm bar by Lambries, though. That was tight. Locked it up and got the pin for the Holmen Vikings. That'll take the team score to 9-0 in favor of Holmen. But as we said, it's going to get tougher for the Vikings soon.
Yep, again, if you're the Hastings Raiders, we're trying to weather the storm of the Holmen Vikings, okay, and then pick it up at the end there.
All right, and this is a big match for the Raiders here. They're going to send out Allison Weinzettel, a senior. Oh, looks like they're going to send out Dariana Kelly instead. They might be bumping up Allison up to 118. So they're going to send out Dariana Kelly, who is a freshman, wrestled last year, really athletic girl who really came into her own. Looks like she's going to take on Haley Dzelski, a senior for the Holmen Vikings. Haley's a girl who signed with UW Oshkosh to wrestle next year. So following her coach's footsteps, her coach Carl DeLuca, also a Titan.
In a headlock position.
Trying to go either way. If hips can get in tight.
You're trying to keep your head up and suck that.
Oh, let's see if Dariana
underneath.
can get it. She's got that locked tight. That is locked very tight. See if she can get the pin
muscle,
here.
Just pure muscle driving her back over. But Dariana kept her head up while she's sucking the other.
She's got a lot of time to operate too. She's got about 90 seconds to try to get this pin. Dzelski's really fighting that far shoulder off the mat, but Dariana's got that locked tight. See if she can get that far shoulder down, if she can lift that head and flatten that shoulder.
That's what you're looking for. Sit a little bit, and almost maybe if you can turn your hips, if Dariana can just flip that left hip up and over, maybe put the arm on top of her face, can get that shoulder.
See the flexibility of Dzelski here.
There it goes.
That's tight right there. See if she can get it, and she gets the pin.
That was huge.
See Dariana pretty excited about that, rightly so. That's a big win for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 battle there. And again, when I mentioned it in the other match, whoever gets their head up in that scramble typically wins those battles.
See it again. She's got that headlock locked tight, looking for that fall. Dzelski's just going back and forth, and she gets the pin. You can see how excited she is.
Yeah, that was a great reaction there.
All right, that's going to take us up to 118. This is where they're going to roll the dice a little bit. They're bumping Weinzettel from Hastings up to 118. She's going to take the spot. Allison Weinzettel, currently ranked number 7 in the state, bumping up to 118. She's going to take on Ellie Adam for the Holmen Vikings.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if so now you have Allison Weinzettel jumping up to 124 pounds. They're going to take on
118.
But Allison's running around.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have to bump up their entire roster to kind of see how things go here. Weinzettel really tough. She's wrestled lights out this year. I texted Coach Hanneberg on the boys' side and just said, hey, who impressed last night? He without a doubt, he said, Allison Weinzettel.
That's good. That's
Looked
awesome.
amazing. So we'll see what happens tonight.
There she is working inside there. Perfect. She likes to have that right hand in on her collar tie. Allison Weinzettel does.
Now, I'm overhearing the announcers here, and this might be Allison Weiss. I heard it on the announcement.
And that's what I was wondering.
Good shot by Weiss. She's in on a single.
If they're going to wrestle each other, because that would be a great battle.
Well, I wonder if Weiss cut down to 118, because on the roster she's at 124. But let's see what they listed her at. You know, sometimes we get the early roster from the coach, but it's not always accurate.
Correct.
We'll double check that. If you're a Holmen fan tuning in tonight and you didn't make the trek up the river, send a comment in there.
See, and that's where. So if you look at the roster, it's Allison Weiss is at 120 pounds
Gotcha,
right now. We're
yep.
at 118. So that's where we might have that.
Those weight classes that are a little bit different.
Yep, but this is going to be a great battle.
Yeah, so then you got 2 state-ranked wrestlers going at it. Weiss at 124, Weinzettel at 112 in the rankings. They meet in the middle. Oh, that's close to an inside cradle here. They're on the edge of the mat. She's got about 20 seconds to operate and try to get this takedown. Weinzettel back in on kind of a whip-over position. They're on the edge of the mat. They're just going to go out of bounds. Good action so far, though.
Yep, it's a couple of girls that are in those state rankings wrestling each other. Allison Weiss wrestling at Oshkosh, I believe, next year as well.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, another college wrestler jumping onto the mat in her senior year. Oh, great job. Just got a
takedown there by Weinzettel. That's big.
Right at the end of the first period, too.
Such a confidence builder for the match, too, when you get that takedown right at the buzzer.
But as you look at this, it's a nice snap down, and then she's got that wrist where she can't attack the legs and stop it.
Yeah, and stuff that head, right? That was huge. Once she stuffed that head, she knew she was in a power position.
Yep. So we're back on the feet to start the second period.
Yeah, early 3-0 lead for Weinzettel. That's huge going into the second period because your tactics change a little bit. You got to be a little bit more aggressive, and you get yourself out of position sometimes.
Yeah, trying to force different things. But again, if you look at Allison Weinzettel, she likes to work on the snap to or a hard club to an underhook. She likes that left side underhook. I'm wondering if she's trying to set up her single or what she's doing.
Ooh, good head position there, trying to get it, bang on that head and get her off position here by Weiss. Weinzettel long and athletic. You can just see that she's tough to move around. She's got a lot of leverage. Weiss really more of like a brawler trying to pound on that head.
But I like it as Weiss is trying to move her around the mat. Weinzettel staying in good position, staying square, not giving up those angles. It's really smart wrestling on the feet. And then once she takes a bad shot or she can take advantage of a bad position when she stays in such a great position.
Yeah, one thing that we harp a lot, we coach middle school wrestling, is staying out of that ear-to-ear position. You can see right now they have more space to operate. When you're in that ear-to-ear position, it's pretty tough to score. And you can see that both girls kind of jockeying for position, trying to create gaps in space. Good shot by Weiss. So much length and leverage, though, as Weinzettel gets around again for that takedown.
And it was that shot. Her head went down just a little bit, and because Allison Weinzettel was in such great position in her stance, okay, she was able to defend and then score.
Yeah, Weinzettel's so long, trying to anchor that ankle. She's got it locked off, trying to lock up a cradle potentially. She's got that crossface locked pretty tight. Can't get that leg over yet. She's got about 10 seconds to lock it up, loses grip.
But a tough ride here for Weinzettel, trying to keep all of that weight on her hands where Weiss can't come up.
Yeah, and after 2 periods, Weinzettel's got a 6-0 lead. Let's see where they decide to go. They might go back to their feet. No, they go down. I've been wrong both times so far, Coach. I can't figure out the right call.
It is different. You know, it's definitely a different call here. We'll see what Allison Weiss does on top, what she likes to do, because it looked like at the beginning both Holmen wrestlers on top go for that half Nelson. Maybe that's their go-to here.
Yeah, for Raider fans that are looking for an updated score on the boys' end, our Raiders are currently beating the Holdingford Huskers 16-0. But stay tuned, folks. The Holdingford Huskers, way tough in the upper weights. So it's kind of the polar opposite of what this match is all about, where our Raider ladies are maybe a little bit more green. Our Raider guys, quite the opposite, absolutely stacked down low. Some of the top-ranked kids in the state.
Now, if you're looking at this match here, okay, Weiss is really tough, just grinding on top, and that tires you out. And after 45 seconds of absolute grinding, that's where you're trying to get that bottom person to open up.
But really hasn't been in a dangerous position. However, if you're Allison Weinzettel right here, you got the reversal and you got a major decision right here. And you have potential to score back points.
No, she's working for that elbow, trying to. Oh, I thought she was going to get that butcher there for a second.
Yeah, she had that locked up for a hot second. So 8-0 in favor of Weinzettel. She's got not only a controlling match here that she's in charge of, but she's got a major locked up right now with 45 seconds left. This would be huge for the Raiders if they can get this to stay to a major decision.
Oh, she's got that. She looked like she had that cradle there.
Oh, wow, just rips it right over the top. Weinzettel's close to getting near fall here. If she can just extend that shoulder out. Weiss hanging tough. Doesn't look like she's going to get anything.
Yep, Weiss smartly battles that down. She was in a tough position, but decided to belly out. Don't give up any more points. Smart call there. 15 seconds left. If Allison Weinzettel could just keep her down, you lock up that major decision.
Yeah, and the major decision would then take the lead back to the Raiders' favor, which would be huge as matches in the middleweights get a little tighter here. All right, so that'll end the match 8-0 in favor of Weinzettel. A huge major decision. With 2 state-ranked wrestlers, Weinzettel gets the upper hand. She gets the win for the Raiders, and that'll take us to the next weight class at 124. All right, let's see who the Raiders throw out. This is going to be interesting. I'm guessing that they're going to send out Josie Collins for the Holmen Vikings. Looks like this is Ellie Levine. Ellie Levine, a really talented athlete, a stud soccer player, relatively new to wrestling. She started last year. She's a second-year kid.
Yeah, and this is the first of the Levines coming up here.
And this is Josie Collins, a senior, taking on Levine, the junior. Again, you might hear the Levine name back-to-back here. Her sister Olivia, a sophomore, at the next weight class. We circled this one, though, as a big weight, as one that could go either way. So we'll see what happens in this one. If the Raiders can get the win in this match, that really helps their chance of winning this dual meet.
Absolutely.
Again, Levine, we talked about it. Relatively new to the sport, was another manager of ours back in the day.
Yes, which is cool. They get around the mat for a long enough time, then we can finally talk them to get going out for wrestling.
Yeah, her stepdad's in the corner there, George Leinau. You might have heard that name before. Former Simley wrestler, wrestled at Augsburg as well.
Yeah, I grew up watching him. He was pretty darn good. I believe a 2-time state champ for Simley.
Nice shot attempt by Collins, but definitely extended out. If Levine can break this grip, she's got a takedown in her hand, but Collins hanging tough. She's awfully close to getting that stalemate. Levine trying to turn the corner.
Continuing to elevate that ankle.
Close to getting a takedown if she
can. Lock there.
Yeah, she's got to break that lock or get that leg hook. She gets the takedown. Nope, they didn't call it yet. I thought they had a hand signal there.
I believe they did. It looks like on the scoreboard that it is 3-0.
They did, okay.
So I don't know
Called
if she
it for
got
a
over
second.
with just a second, then came back out front. You'd like Ellie. Now notice how she's
there it is.
Attacking that elbow. That's how you break that lock. Put enough pressure on that shoulder by lifting the elbow. Definitely helps your cause.
Yeah, Ellie Levine, a gritty, tough kid. The eldest of all the Levine girls. There's 6 of them, by the way. The eldest of them all. She's a tough nut. I mean, You watch her play soccer, she is not afraid of physicality whatsoever. 3-1 in favor of Levine going in the end of this first period.
If you look at Josie Collins, she's just trying to control that wrist. She's got good head position here. She's trying to control that right wrist of Ellie and just work into her shots.
Holmen's choice, they defer, goes back to Ellie Levine. She's going to go down.
I want to see can we explode right off the whistle. That's the goal. And if you're Josie Collins, you're trying to stop that first move.
Yep.
Right? Because a lot of times that first move is an explosion. There it is. There's the switch.
Tries to go switch up to her feet.
Switch to
Quick
a stand
escape.
up.
Nicely done by Ellie Levine. One move into the next.
It was really good. She didn't have the switch coming inside that leg, but then was able to just come right up to her feet.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Explosion off that whistle, and it's hard to stop.
Just a lot of athleticism there as well.
Yeah.
As you watch on the mat next door, Trey Beisel just got a big pin for the Raiders. Lots of wrestling. If you're looking for something to do tonight on a cold Friday night, come on down to the Raider gym here. Nice shot there by Ellie Levine. What a beautiful finish.
Gosh, just lifted it up and almost baited right into it. Came across her body, kept her head up, and drove.
Changed levels, exploded, and drove through that. That was picture perfect.
Doesn't happen too often where you go the opposite side that you're setting up. It was that far elbow that she popped up.
The way she set that up was just so slick.
Yes. It's like she's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, for a second-year kid to hit a shot like that, that's pretty impressive. She's got an arm bar, but doesn't have a wrist with it. She's going to want to get that far wrist. If she can get that, potential for back points for sure.
And she's trying to elevate that near leg just to turn those shoulders. But that's the issue when you're trying to elevate that near leg. There's not enough pressure on that far end. Josie Collins felt it. She just comes right to her feet.
So 7-2 in favor of Levine. She's got 2 takedowns and an escape here as we enter into the last 30 seconds of the second period.
Smart circling back in. You don't want, if you get pushed straight out in wrestling, you get that stalling call if you're not looking to battle. Right on the edge of the mat.
Now I'm curious. I know Ellie Levine is left-footed. I wonder if she's left-handed as well.
See, no, that did look. That was, I believe, that went to the opposite side. Correct. That was a left-handed takedown.
Yeah, I'm just
head
curious.
Goes to the right side.
It is Holmen's choice here. So they want to go back top. She's giving instructions to Coach DeLuca there that she would like to go up top. You can see her stepdad going into instructions for Ellie, telling her, hey, here's where we're at right now. Just control it. Shot's right there if you can control that arm. Let's see that shot attempt again if we can get a replay on it.
And you can see Coach keeping that head position on that 2-and-1.
Here it is one more time.
Opposite side.
Almost like a duck
great.
under that far side. Just pop those shoulders, hit that shot. Sweet finish there by Ellie Levine. All right, so we go into this third period. He's doing a quick blood time, I believe. Might be some blood.
Now you got to start looking ahead here for the Raiders, right? So if I'm sitting there, this is 118 pounds, or sorry, 124 pounds. As you're looking forward, now you want to get into that meat grinder of our wrestlers, right?
Yep.
Right around 148, 155, 170.
Yeah.
There's some tough wrestlers.
Yeah,
in there too.
the Raiders definitely are tough at 148, 155, 170, 190. That's where our powerhouse really hits the road here.
And then having Maddie at the very end, just anchoring the team at the end is definitely a benefit.
All right, Collins is going to give her the escape, so it'll take her to 8-2. She knows the importance of that three-point takedown. She's got to really work. Nice single leg shot. See if she can finish here. Great technique there by Ellie Levine. Again, another single leg finish. It's now 10-2. She's got a major decision.
This is awesome to see. Just the maturation of Ellie Levine on the mat, going from one thing to the next, looked fantastic on the feet.
Yeah, she went double leg takedown, single leg takedown, and just looking like she's been wrestling for a long, long time. Very impressive work on her feet. Back on her feet now, it's now 10-3. She broke the major, which is big for team points. A reminder for our fans that if you get a win by 8 or more points, you get 4 points for your team. Anything less than 8 would be a 3-point victory. It's called a decision. So again, every single point matters in these dual meets.
Yes, absolutely.
1 minute left in this third period. It's 10-3. If Levine can get a takedown, that gets the major decision for the Raiders, which is big time.
Looks like Collins is trying to go upper body, try to throw her to her back. So Ellie definitely has to pay attention to that. Look for her duck maybe to that left side. Okay, you can see that hip turning in, looking for the headlock.
Well, every time Ellie's gotten to those legs, she's scored, right? So it's setting it up, looking for the right time to make that attack. You know, you can see Collins kind of trotting in, reaching, wants to be in close grasp and containment here. She doesn't want to have any space. Levine operates more from space where she uses her quickness.
She's trying to, again, with that head position. Head position is really important. There's that shot again.
Drives across. She's got a half Nelson if she can sweep it across.
Attack the head with that left hand. She's got a half Nelson.
Oh, just
there it is.
It's there if she can drive across.
Just a tad bit late, but again, that takedown brings it to a major decision.
Yep, 13-3 now in favor of the Raiders. She's got a cradle locked up too. Oh, and she just runs out of time, but it was right there. But big major decision there for Ellie Levine. That's 4 more team points for the Raiders. And she does it in great fashion with 3 takedowns.
Something I'm impressed with all 4 or 5 of these all 5 of these first weights. Okay, Hastings looks really tough in that third period.
Yeah, watch this finish.
Well conditioned.
Another single leg finish, 2 hands on it, cuts the corner, gets the takedown. Just put a takedown clinic on in this match in various different ways. Looks like they're going to send Leighton Robinson out there at the next weight. Leighton, the talented, young 8th grader. I'm super excited to watch her wrestle. Looks like she's going to take the mat at 130 pounds. Looks like she's going to take on Anna Strasser. Anna Strasser's ranked 11th in the state. Career record of 52-23. Leighton Robinson just literally wrestled her 7th match last week.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I don't know if this is Anna Strasser. She hasn't been on. She's not on the list of wrestlers. I just noticed that last.
Okay, so this could be Peyton Cradaville. We'll have to listen to announcements here as they come through. We're way up top here, so sometimes it's a little unclear to us who they're wrestling.
Sometimes it would be nice to hear it.
We're going to listen here. This is Peyton Cradaville. Cradaville with the early takedown on Leighton Robinson. Leighton, a super good athlete who's just learning wrestling. Probably the best athlete in this 8th grade group of girls. She's unbelievably athletic, just learning how to wrestle.
Now, I believe you had her in class.
I did have her in class, yeah. Super coachable kid, and she's learning as she goes here. She's walked through 2 JV tournaments, has literally pinned every kid she's wrestled. Early 3-0 lead for Cradaville, though.
Now she's on this varsity mat, right? A little bit different of a pace when you're wrestling the #1 team in the state of Wisconsin.
Cradaville from a wrestling family. If you are from Holmen, you know that the Cradavilles have several brothers that are super talented. In fact, one of them wrestles at UW La Crosse. Multiple state place winners in that family. Hastings rolling the dice a little bit, trying to get this win, throwing out Leighton Robinson, seeing what the young 8th grader can do.
Turn there.
She's on the edge of the mat, trying to fight tough. She gets the pin. So Peyton Cradaville gets the pin versus Leighton Robinson. It's a learning experience for a young 8th grader trying to figure it out.
It's hard. Once those hips get turned, okay, as you're battling one side, it just makes it a little bit tighter. You want to bail out, but again, it's hard.
Again, you can see Coach Linau trying to give him instructions to bail out here. But again, Leighton's learning as we go, and she's going to get better every step of the way. You can see her teammates giving her encouragement. That'll take us to the next weight class. Looks like they're going to send out, let's see here, Olivia Levine. The younger Levine's going to take the mat for the Raiders. Looks like she's going to take on Ruby Gustafson. This, to me, was another match that we circled that said a possible toss-up. Levine, only a sophomore. Her sister, Ellie, a junior. Good single leg shot there by Olivia Levine. See if she can pull it up and finish. Dumps and gets the 3-point takedown. Nicely done.
Great minds think alike.
That's right.
Now, if you're breaking her down, you can see that cradle is there on the other side if she notices.
Yeah, and Olivia also, another soccer player, had a really good varsity season this year. Very athletic. That same Levine family, good breakdown. Although she's got her hands locked.
Yep.
You can see it.
That's what happened. Ref caught it as well. That's why you see the ref holding her hands in a locked position. It's a free move.
Yeah, they're going to give her the 1 point for the locked hands. For wrestling fans that maybe don't know a little bit about wrestling here, again, you can't lock your hands from the top position unless it's in a pinning position.
Yeah,
Well,
it's called a clasp, and it just gives a kind of the bottom end a disadvantage for sure.
yeah, you can hear the ref kind of explaining things to her. Sometimes we forget that some of these girls taking the mats for the Raiders are only like in their 7th or 8th match. And so for them to be wrestling the #1 team in Wisconsin, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's a big learning experience. So they're going to take their lumps, they're going to make mistakes along the way, but it's going to pay dividends when it comes to sections. And as we mentioned, the Raiders maybe have some inexperienced girls, but they have a lot of athletes. And if you can get athletes out, you know how that goes.
Yep.
Good
and then
things
you
can happen.
just kind of mold them the way you want, right?
Yep. And you can see it. I mean, look at the way Olivia took her down in that first period, right? Just great athleticism, trying to figure out her body position.
But in this is just a little bit of inexperience. She's looking for that cradle, but her arm is actually underneath the armpit rather than over the top.
Yeah, looking for that crossface. She's got a kind of a butcher position right now if she can pull it.
That's what I was kind of seeing too. If she can bring her other elbow. Yep, now
there
she's going
adjusting.
across the face. There we go.
See if she can get this locked up. She's got about 25 seconds to operate. See if she can get this locked up.
And
She's
now
got a cradle.
Got the cradle. There it is.
She can drop that bottom knee, and she's got the knee in the perfect position. See if she can flatten her out. That's pretty tight.
Looks like the lock is
Yeah,
broken.
lock got broken.
I think now it's back together, though.
Let's see if they go back up top here. She looked pretty good in that position. Running out of time with 3 seconds.
But here's Gustafson kicking hard. And it's smart by Gustafson to try to pick at the lock, right? A lot of wrestlers, they just try to extend using their power of their legs,
Yeah.
but she was picking at the lock. Here's the takedown.
Yeah, just
Nice
went for a little
single leg.
snatch single here. Never left her knees, brought her down, got the 3-point takedown, then locked up that cradle later on in the period.
But I liked how she went when she originally started her cradle the first time. She was underneath the armpit.
Yep.
And that's one thing it's hard to lock up a cradle because the body parts are so far apart. So by going across the face, you can attack that far arm, attack that far elbow, and then lock it up a little bit tighter.
So they called caution on Olivia Levine. Her hands and feet, hands and knees were kind of in a different spot. They're supposed to be behind and in front of the line. New to wrestling a little bit this year in the high school level, you might have saw the 4-point near fall. That's not a mistake. If you have someone in a pinning position for longer than 4 seconds for this season and beyond, you get 4-point near fall. So again, kind of more adopting more of a college rule.
Yeah, and it's different because it used to be you'd have to hold them for 5 seconds to get 3 points. Now it's 4 seconds to get 4 points.
Just a little different.
Yes. And I know Coach
Gustafson's
Hannaford,
got a cradle locked up. This is a dangerous position to be in. Levine is stretched out. She's trying to slide her arm out. She's in a good position.
She's just got to pop her head.
But she's on her hip. This is dangerous.
Drive in.
Coming up to her feet. Good hips there by Levine. That's an illegal headlock. Yep. Didn't have an arm. They came up to her feet. That'll be a point for Levine. Are they going to give her the escape on top of it? Nope, they're going to call her down still. So didn't get the escape. Holmen still had control from that top position. But she came up and locked that headlock without the arm.
Yeah, and when you move on bottom, and we always tell our wrestlers, by moving on bottom, mistakes can happen with the top guy, and that's exactly what happened there. Now, back to that 4-point near fall. Oh, here's the switch. Every time I start talking about it, it looks like there's a scoring position. There it
See
is
if she
again.
can get behind. She's going to get the reversal, and she's looking for that cradle again if she can get it locked up. Now 10-1 in favor of Levine. She's got to keep her hips up, though. She kind of fell to her side.
Driving the head to the knee. That's a smart call there. Okay, if you can keep that leg in one position, the top half is definitely going to be a little bit weaker than the bottom half.
Oh, she's got a cradle locked up. This is tight.
If you can just get that knee, the bottom knee in the side, you can flatten her out.
She's got that locked up, but her hips are kind of flat. Let's see if she can get it.
She's
kind of an
gotta work on
awkward
top.
position.
There
She
goes
gets the
Tiger.
pin. Big pin for Olivia Levine. That'll extend. That's actually will take back the lead for the Raiders. They were down by 1. Now they have the lead 20-15.
Trading pins back to back.
Great match for Olivia Levine. You can see she's all smiles. She definitely earned that win. See it one more time. She's got that cradle lock. Breaks the grip and is strong enough to hold her down and somehow flatten out that shoulder. Uses her head to flatten that shoulder out. Keeps the hips up.
That's a lot of pressure right there. Trying to keep that near shoulder pinned down with the head is not easy.
All right, they're going to send Adriana Dahlberg out there for the Raiders. And it looks like they're going to send out, I think this is Alexis Sack, who's ranked 10th in the state of Wisconsin. Dahlberg, a sophomore, was 3-0 at the Lake City JV invite. Again, another really good athlete who's trying to, oh, nice double leg shot. See if Dahlberg can drive and finish. Beautiful shot there by Dahlberg. Wow, Dahlberg just laying into her here. This is awesome. Got that locked up tight.
Attacking that far elbow. That's nice right there.
She's got this locked tight. See if she can get out to the side. Wow, well done by Adriana Dahlberg.
Trying to attack that far elbow is difficult, but there's the cradle there.
She had a chance for a cradle there, just kind of missed it. Early 7-1 lead though. She gets the 3-point takedown, 4-point near fall. Trying to go for a headlock. She's got to be careful here. You can see what Zach's trying to do. Pops her head out. Nicely done by Dahlberg. Gets another 3-point takedown.
That was a lot of muscle there.
Yeah.
When you're behind those hips on the other person's trying to throw your headlock.
Zach's going to get this reversal though. Kind of loses control from that top position. It's now 10-3.
Controlling that cross wrist. This is a smart ride here.
I know Dahlberg's a girl that's been talking about wrestling for a long time, so I'm super excited that she came out. Now 11-3 as they come back to her feet. Man, lots of points in this first minute. See, Zach likes to throw that headlock. She's tried it now twice in different times. One time she was awfully close with it. Dahlberg felt it though and kind of drove through. Here it is again. She's got to be careful. If she can pop her head out, she gets it again. Extends the lead to 13. Actually, it should be, I believe, 14-1 here. She got the escape.
But if you're Dahlberg, you're trying to stay behind those elbows as much as possible. She's trying to slip, or she looks like she's slipping forward just a little bit.
Yeah, she's got to stay behind. Oh, way to block off that far knee.
To that ankle and drive into it.
Man, once Adriana Dahlberg learns a little bit more moves on top, she's going to be tougher than tough. Great first period by Dahlberg. Let's see it again. You can see Zach trying to throw a headlock. She dumps, goes to that far side double, and just drives across. That's just pure athleticism.
And she's eventually going to get into that position and learn that once you attack the head on that half Nelson, it just tightens it up more and more.
Yep.
See if you can get that right hand around the head there. That would have kept her on her back a little bit longer.
14-3 after one period. Dahlberg well in control, tries to go switch position, turns in.
Just needs to kind of sit to her butt. If she can sit to her butt, she'll be okay. But now she's kind of attacking, trying to get into a high crotch position.
Lots of noise going on here in the gym. We got a barn burner next to us between Holdingford and Hastings as well. Oh, Dahlberg slips out.
But then Dahlberg just
drives into her.
Right at it.
Wow,
I love
just
the
pure strength. She's in great position now to get bonus points. She can get a finish here. Let's see if she can get a pin. She's got this locked up tight, and she's got a lot of time to get a pin. Far shoulders flat. She gets a pin for the Raiders. Adriana Dahlberg looking so tough today. Extends the lead out for the Raiders. Let's see it one more time if we can get a shot of it.
She goes right at it.
Drives right to the back.
Nicely done.
Gets the pin. Extends the lead for the Raiders to 26-15.
One thing, they used to call that the milkshake move. You get away, get the takedown quick. I don't know. It was Mr. Wilkins that used to teach it. If you got away and then was able to take somebody down in less than 5 seconds, you were doing pretty good.
I love it. I love it. All right, that's going to take us to the heart of the Raiders order, where they're going to send out senior Josie John Giacomo. Taking on, I believe, this is either Celia Drogseth or Alexa Zach. Holmen fans, if you're chiming in here, give us a little update because sometimes it's hard to keep up. We're going to listen to our announcers, though.
And I'm sitting here waiting for the announcer to let us know who it is
yes.
as well.
We're going to get the update on Matt, too, right now because they check into the front table. We don't always know who it is. But, again, we know this is senior Josie John Giacomo. Josie really getting better and better and better every time she's on the mat. She had a really good season last year, 4th in the sections, just missing the state tournament. Okay, so this is Natalie Marcos. My apologies. So the
Now, as you're sitting there looking at that Natalie Marcos, okay, for Holmen is grabbing onto those wrists, good head position, and that's where they're battling. Okay, the battle inside the match is fun.
yeah, Natalie Marcos is senior, so we got two seniors going at it here. We don't have a ton of stats on the Holmen Viking, but we know that they were in the Gail Ettrick Trempolo tournament, and she took 7th place at that tournament. So definitely a seasoned wrestler. Josie's been wrestling for the last 2 years. Does a lot of nice things. Just a really tough kid. I know Coach Hannenberg raved at some of her leadership and her grit.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing that I mentioned it before, but it looks like the Raiders are really well conditioned. But at the same time, the coaches have, Coach McClay has them in the right position, right? They're squared. They don't seem to be out of position at any time. There's a stall call, again, because that pressure was going forward. Marcos wasn't able to circle back in. Josie getting a nice stall call there.
Yeah, and Josie looking to have some action here, just kind of getting blocked off. Marcos not really looking to shoot or score, just trying to keep position, trying to block her off.
And if you're the Raiders, this is kind of where your horses really start. I mean, we've got some athletes in the lower classes, but right here, 148, 155.
Yeah, this is where you have girls that are more experienced, that know wrestling a little bit more, but boy, athletes are certainly looking the part tonight, that's for sure.
They definitely are goers today.
0-0 after 1 period. Josie chooses down.
I like the call of going down. You want to be the person to score first.
Yeah, and if you're Hastings, you feel comfortable in this position because you've been able to get away from most Holmen wrestlers here tonight. Marcos looking to ride tough, though, and trying to break her down. She had a really good first period, and she's definitely the underdog in this matchup.
And you're looking at, again, Marcos it kind of seems, kind of pulling her right on that side roll, almost like a Greco arm throw.
Yeah, and John Giacomo, I know I've seen her a lot. She's tough on top. She's got long arms. She cradles, she butchers, she halves. She's tough on top.
Yeah.
See if she can get to work here, though. Marcos up off her knees, but Giacomo going right to that butcher. She's got that locked tight. See if she can walk and cut the corner
here. She just needs to get her to turn.
Yeah, if
she can post that knee right behind her head.
She can pop her head out. She's just going to walk and cut that corner. She went the wrong way. Let's see if she can walk now. Now that she's flat, she can walk around that head. Just keep walking it around.
If she can just post that far shoulder, get that far shoulder down to the mat, she can walk around. There it is. Now she just needs to walk around her head.
You can see.
If you're Josie.
You can see Norquist, Coach Norquist tonight, because Annabelle's not wrestling, giving her instructions about what to do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's Annabelle Norquist in the seat with the long blonde hair, one of our seniors. 2-1 as she gets the escape. Annabelle Norquist got a little dinged up in the last tournament, and she wasn't able to wrestle, I don't believe, tonight. Doesn't look like she's suited up.
No, but it's awesome that she came down. Annabelle is a person that really helped, one of the original girls that started this Hastings program, so it's awesome to see in her in the chair. Alicia Brown is also down on the mat as well. Girls giving back to the program so quickly.
Yeah, Gavin Hansen's another one too. Tore her ACL for the second time and wasn't able to wrestle this year. She would have been a key cog in the lineup too.
Last 2 years,
yeah. And it's too bad because, again, she was one of the first waves of girls that were able to wrestle in our program. So, again, you get a little injury bug like every team does. You just hate to see it like in that situation where it ends your career. All right, going to the third period, Josie's got a narrow 2-1 lead over Marcos.
And Marcos picking down in the third period, thinking she's going to get away.
Ooh.
She already got away once.
It's a dangerous position here.
She's
trying to roll through.
Oh,
that's a legal headlock, though. They're going to call it. She got very lucky right there.
Yes. Marcos was in a really good position, but just did not have that arm. Locked her hands, actually gives a point.
Yeah,
to
that's
Josie.
About the best case scenario you could possibly have for the Raiders right there.
She tries to attack the head correctly, but then boom, right to that lock.
Yeah, she tried to go suicide cradle, which is basically where you roll through. Slipped out. They're going to give her the reversal. Okay, so they're going to give her the reversal, it looks like, and then they'll give her the penalty point.
So then I believe it's going to be 3-3, and then Josie's going to be down.
Yep.
With 1:48 left in this third period. So this is a very, very close match. We'll see how this ends out.
I wasn't sure if they're going to give her the reversal there, but it looks like they're going to.
And it looked like the referee was explaining because she got the reversal and then she locked hands is kind of the way she was explaining it to the table workers.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. Yep. Didn't initially make the call, but when she came over to the table, kind of explaining. Right. So to your point, she's got a long time. She's got about a minute and 45 seconds to get up and get an escape here. We saw Josie hit a reversal in the second period.
Yeah, and if she can hit that switch again, there's
They're going to call full Nelson. It'll be another penalty point for the Raiders. I don't think Marcos understands fully what was going on.
But again, you can really tell that the Holmen Vikings really like those half Nelsons.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? They come in for a wrist and a half. Now they're going neutral.
Yeah, Marcos is going to cut her, give her the free escape, basically. It feels like she has more success on her feet. And rightly so. I mean, you're down by 2 now. You get a takedown, all of a sudden you're winning this match.
Yeah, and it is a smart move, right? Because it's hard to get somebody to turn somebody on the bottom position when Josie's already gotten a reversal. Smart call by the coach to really cut him. Just cut Josie, go back on the feet, get a shot at it.
Yeah, Marcos has to pick up the pace, so we did not see any action whatsoever, though, in that first period that she wrestled. So she's got to really pick up the pace and start attacking if she wants to get this takedown. Josie doesn't have to really change. She can just hold position here and just circle. With a minute left, she looks like she's not real interested in doing anything but staying in good position. Yep. Marcos has to push the pace.
It's all about head position here. Inside ties, head position, control wrists, and you'll be doing all right. And look at that, right into that Russian tie. She kind of ripped it off. Smart.
Under 45 seconds now. John Giacomo in really good shape here. Just runs her out of bounds.
So again, we have 37 seconds left in this match. Need a takedown by Marcos to try to win this match. Otherwise, Josie, if she stays in good position, she can be all right.
Yeah, and a big shout out to our fans that are tuning in tonight. We really appreciate you guys giving us some comments and helping us out with some of the names because it really does help us a lot. So, Diana Lambrice, I really appreciate the comments. It really does help us out a lot. We are tuning in and making sure that we get that feedback. So we apologize if we're messing up these names a little bit. The hard part is we are trying to hear it as they check into the table, and sometimes there's a little bit of a delay.
Going for a headlock position here, last second.
And runs out of time. Close. Good match, though.
Yes,
Natalie
absolutely.
Marcos really battled Josie well. Definitely on paper, one that we felt like Josie had a clear advantage. Boy, Natalie was game, really battle tough. That'll be another 3 points, though, for the Raiders as they extend their lead. And that's going to take us to the next week, class.
And we'll see who the Raiders throw out here at 155. I believe both Amelia and Kashawn were down at 155 wrestling.
Looks like it's going to be Kashawn Brooks.
There she is.
Yeah, we talked about Kashawn in the pre-match show that we were talking about. Kashawn Brooks, extremely tough. She's a kid that kind of flew under the radar here. Moved from South St. Paul, was a actual state qualifier for South St. Paul 2 years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
She's going to take on Kiana Noel. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but Kiana was third place at the Gail Ettrick Trempolo tourney.
Hastings looks like takes a 29-15 lead in the duel.
And we talked about it too, how important it is because the Raiders are very tough in the next couple of weight classes.
Right.
Noel deep on a shot though. Kashawn Brooks trying to battle tough here.
Down. She has it locked up, trying to run the pipe there.
Good hips though by Kashawn Brooks. Good sprawl. Noel's locked in tight though. She's trying to go headlock. Kashawn Brooks just brushes it off, tries to go duck on her, see if she can dump her here for the takedown. She gets the 3-point takedown as she kind of runs her out of bounds here. Noel trying to tripod up.
Oh, but comes out too far out front.
Trying to lock up a cradle.
Cradle, yep.
Noel will get that escape. Seen a couple Holmen girls trying to lock up that headlock, trying to hit it on the Raiders.
And there it is again. There's another headlock this time. If Kashawn can try to push that elbow off, she's in a pretty good position to do so.
Pops her head out, gets another takedown. Kiana Noel, a senior. Gone for that headlock twice.
Brooks going after a cradle again.
Kashawn Brooks, also a senior.
And if you're looking at these, the Holmen Vikings, they like, though, again, on top they're looking at those half Nelsons. On bottom they look like they're strong in a quad pod
Kashawn's
position.
got a cradle locked up, though. This is tight. She gets the pin. Big pin by Kashawn Brooks. Gets 2 takedowns and finally turns her with a cradle. Gets the pin to extend the lead to 35-15. Let's see this one more time. Noelle tries to go headlock. Pops her head out.
And she's got to fight that off. That looks tight, but then right there, that little extra shoulder changes everything. Then right to the pin there, right to the cradle. Good adjustment. You see that bottom knees trying to get into that side there.
Didn't even have the right knee in the position. She still flattened her out. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to take us to 170 pounds, where senior Amelia Miller is going to take the mat against Avalee Euler.
And Amelia, again, another one of the girls that helped start this program here at Hastings.
Nice finish by Amelia Miller.
Looked like, again, they were trying for a headlock. And I don't know if Hastings had the scouting report that's
nice finish there by Amelia Miller.
That's what they might try, because we battled off quite a few of them.
Amelia Miller currently ranked number 3 in the state. She was 2-0 at Lake City.
There's
section champ last year. That is tight. See if she can flatten her out, get the pin here. And she gets it for the Raiders. That'll extend the lead to 41-15. Amelia Miller keeps rolling here.
I really like that mat return. She kind of dropped down with that wrist, and then the back trip.
Little
Excellent
split
job.
step. That's like college level stuff that we've seen. That's awesome.
Boom.
Really cool stuff, high level stuff. And they're going to bump up Lily Watts. We talked about this. They're going to take Lily Watts, the young 9th grader who's currently ranked number 6 in the state. They're going to bump her up to wrestle Alexis Meyer. Lily Watts, really tough, talented kid.
Again, an athlete. She wrestled well. Last year she was 3rd at seconds. She was 1 true second away from state qualification.
As a first-year wrestler.
As a first-year wrestler.
Unbelievable.
So again, that tells you about her athleticism. But that was at a higher weight. She's come down in weight as well. I know she's bumping up to 190 pounds, but that's where she was used to wrestling last year.
And this might be Sophia Walter now that I look at it. Just kind of looking at their roster one more time. So again, Holmen fans, please chime in and let us know if we messed this up. This might be Sophia Walter, the junior, not Alexa Meyer.
They've gotten in on those singles.
Good hips there by Lily Watts, holding a tough whizzer. Comes up to her feet, goes headlock.
Now she goes headlock. Who's going
someone's going to be tossing. Unfortunately for the Raiders, Holmen ends up on top.
Tried to go into a big headlock there. Again, staying in good position.
A lot of action here in the first 45 seconds of this match. 2 very athletic girls going at it.
Lily trying to trying that quad pod. They've scored on a couple of switches here from the bottom position, which is good. See if they try to hit it again.
Lily up to her feet, trying to get her hips low and escape. Good mat return there by Holmen. And again, for any fans from Holmen, please let us know if this is not Sophia Walter. They do have 2 kids weighed in at 185. They have Sophia and Lexi, so it could be either one. If it's Sophia Walter is ranked in state.
Yep, number 13, I believe. She was a state qualifier last year as well.
We'll just say this is Walter until they tell us otherwise, but Walter riding tough on that top position. She's got a tough power hat, but loses grip. First period will end in favor of Sophia Walter. 3-0. One more time, you can see that tripod stand up. She kind of breaks grip. Might have had her hands locked there, kind of lost sight of it underneath Lily.
It's tough when you're on your stomach, right? Can't really have a visual of what's happening there.
Yeah. Holmen's choice here. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go back up
Looks
top.
Like they chose top. Again, second period. You're looking at this, and again, push the pace as much as you can. These are where those extra sprints at the end of practice definitely help out.
Yeah, for sure. Lily Watts, super coachable kid, hard-working kid. It's been fun to see her find success in the sport as only a young freshman. Comes up to that tripod stand-up again. Got a locked hands position here. See if she can get a reversal.
If you're Lily Watts, you got a free move there. See, now once you get that clasp, what the ref does is they allow you to go through that same motion. And for the bottom person, it's actually a free move, right? So here you can see those locked hands, and if you're Lily Watts, don't worry about the hands so much. Hit that switch, come back on top.
Yeah, you can see Lily kind of looking back at the referee like, hey, she's got her hands locked.
Yep.
Which she clearly did, but couldn't get the reversal on top of it all.
And if you're on top in that position, you might as well keep your hands locked, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You might as well because you're going to get a point either way. 3-1 in favor of Holmen here. Walter riding tough. Not really looking to turn, but just hang on and ride tough in this position.
Again, she's trying to keep all that weight on her front half there.
Up to her feet. She's going to turn to get the escape. Now 3-2 in favor of Walter. Walter looking for a headlock. We've seen this a couple times.
Steps in front.
If Watts can pop her head out. We've seen a couple of these Holmen girls look for that headlock.
So if you're Lily, you know that Walter's definitely got a headlock, right?
Yep.
So you got to battle in that position. Try to keep your head in a good spot.
She bailed out nicely though when she did hit it the first time. Now, cool, interesting fact about Holmen girls wrestling is they have the only girls head wrestling coach, I believe, in the state.
There's the headlock.
There's the headlock. That's locked pretty tight.
And she's got time to work. She's got 30 seconds. Oh.
Looks like she didn't have an arm. Let's see what happens here.
Does not look like you had the.
So they won't give him the takedown, I'm sure, right? If they had an illegal headlock.
So again, that was just didn't have the arm on that takedown, which it's happened a few times here, right?
Yeah, we're going to see that scramble position again where she had locked hands. Lily looks a little frustrated. Then they go back to that headlock. Must have lost grip on that arm. Maybe they never even had it. It was hard to tell from our point of view because the camera angle wasn't there.
Oh, there's
the headlock.
And it looks like she does have the arm this time. 20 seconds.
Walter trying to lock this up and try to get a pin for Holmen.
If you're Lily Watts, you're just trying to fight for that third period as much as you possibly can. Looks like there's space in that shoulder.
3 seconds left. See if she can fight this off. Good battle by Lily Watts, though, not giving up that pin. She will get the 4-point near fall. That'll make it 10-2 for Walter. We head into the third period. Let's see it one more time. She locks up that headlock. That's locked up tight, hips into her, and launches her to her back.
And if you're defending that headlock, you want to try to push that hip away as much as possible. Pop your head underneath, hit a duck under. Looking for a takedown yourself.
So Holmen's going to go down here, I believe, in the third period.
Now, it looks like they do have a major decision. Walter's got the major decision ready to go. If you're looking for Lily now, maybe you're looking for your own headlock.
Yeah.
Trying to throw her to her back.
Or to catch her through a roll through, or maybe even, you know what's coming.
There's the headlock. All right, both going upper body here. This is almost like a Greco match.
Yeah, it is. It's been fun to watch. Lots actually really wants that headlock. If Lily can hip in, she might be able to launch her here. Can't be behind her, though. That's locked up tight again.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Don't want to go behind. She actually was in a good position to defend the headlock. Walter just kind of stepped in front into better position.
See if Lily can fight this off. She's got a long way to battle this. Got to show a lot of grit in this position. Lily trying to fight through.
She's got a full minute.
She's going to get the pin. Yeah. Really good head throw by Sophia Walter. She's hit it a couple of times and finally gets the pin against Lily Watts. That'll close the gap slightly in this dual meet.
And again, you knew she kept attacking that headlock. Yeah. Hopefully, eventually it's going to go, and that's exactly what happened.
Yes. So as we look at the team score here, as it updates, I believe it's still 41-21 now.
Yep.
Maddie Radspinner taking the mat for the Raiders, currently ranked number 3 in the state. She was 3-0 at Lake City champ.
And I'm not sure they have to bump somebody up from that 190 position, but
Looks
it
like
doesn't
they're
look
gonna
like they're
forfeit.
going to. And that
Yeah,
kind of locks it up right there.
And if there's a big weight difference too, maybe you just don't do that. So Radspinner will get the forfeit win for the Raiders, which will close the deal for the Raiders as they knock off the number 1 ranked team in Wisconsin in the Holmen Vikings.
Yeah, and it all started down low. I know it was like Sammy had a great match, staying in good position the entire time, kept it to a decision, and then it just started picking up from there. But one thing that I saw from the Lady Raiders here was they stayed in good position. And then in the third period, a lot of times they were the aggressors there, right? They continued to attack, showed that they had the conditioning to go all 3 periods, and they wrestled really well.
They got the score wrong there. It should be 47-21 in favor of the Hastings Raiders. But more importantly, what I was impressed by in this dual meet is a lot of those young, inexperienced wrestlers had some clutch wins.
Yes.
Dariana Kelly, Ellie Levine, Olivia Levine, across the board, just some talented athletes. Adriana Dahlberg really figuring out how to wrestle in big matches.
And that's why as a coach, you sit there and you try to find these kids that have those athletic traits, right? And then you just mold them into what you want as a wrestler. If they have that work ethic, if they have that great attitude, which a lot of the Lady Raiders do, they can continue to grow and develop and become solid team girls that you can build the team off of.
Absolutely. We're going to be back for round 2 in just a second as the Apple Valley Eagles, the number 1 ranked Minnesota girls team, is going to take the mat against the Holmen Vikings, the number 1 ranked Wisconsin team. So we're going to take a quick little break, recover from the action, and we'll be right back at it. My name's Kyle Kreiser, joined as always by Mitch Sheeman. Big shout out to Hunter Pickey, the guy doing the producing, the directing, the graphics, the replay, as well as our camera operators, and Max Slocum, Ian Andrusak, and Ben Brandon. We'll be back at you in a little bit.
It's hard to know. It's hard to hear that while So Alexa Zach, did she wrestle?
She did.
Huh?
Where did she go?
I don't know. She said that lady didn't sound like that's not. I don't know if Natalie and. So they had to pump up, right?
Not like on there.
Because this is 72.
Yeah. Super tough.
That's terrible.
So they're really tough at Super 15. And then run collections. It's competitive.
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Is that what you were kind of expecting on that?
I mean,
I didn't know what to expect, to be honest.
tough here.
I was actually surprised that they didn't bump him up to 7. Cam's getting all the names, which is kind of fun.
Which is the number 1 rank in this game?
No, the number 1 ranked kid. They had a number 2 ranked kid named Mason Max. He wrestled William Morris. But they had Simon Bachman at 72, which that's what I had. Mark was going to get at 60. He made it at 60. That's why I got that 4 at 60. But Mark, Wait, what is the stuff? Mark, 13 to 6. Just shows that he's got some work to do.
They got to start at 215.
Yeah, we need this match.
So they're not great here. It's going to stack.
We need this match, and then I think I don't know who has to show first. But if they show this stuff at 215, then Sosa will go live.
Yeah.
Then we'll take it.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know what they have to do.
It's not giving up 6. And
No,
didn't
no.
have him going at it.
No.
Hey, welcome back to Hastings High School, where the second round of girls wrestling is going to take place. This is a big one. We have the #1 team in Wisconsin, the Holmen Vikings, taking on the #1 team in Minnesota in the Apple Valley Eagles. We got a border battle in the second round here with the top 2 teams in the state. This is going to be an awesome showdown. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, what are you looking forward to in this match?
I mean, besides the top 2 teams in 2 states going at it, I mean, there's not much better than you can get. But I'm excited to see Apple Valley. I have not watched Apple Valley. We just got done watching Holmen wrestle. Okay, solid team, right? Ranked #1 in Wisconsin for a reason. Big time headlock throwers, right?
Yep.
We saw that quite a few times. But I'm excited to see what Apple Valley does here, because there's quite a few nationally ranked wrestlers going at it. We have a nationally ranked wrestler at 142 pounds, another one at 155 pounds. Okay, there's a great wrestler, 124.
Yeah.
Andrea is a very good wrestler.
She might be the cream of the crop, the one that I'm most looking forward to. Andrea Quinones, the talented freshman, ranked #1 in the state, 2-time All-State wrestler. She's an absolute stud. So we're going to see some fireworks from the jump here. Apple Valley going to send out Madeline Trottier. She's a 7th grader. That Trottier last name is pretty synonymous with Apple Valley. They've had a lot of brothers come through. She's going to take on Aini Anderson. We saw Anderson wrestle in the first match. She picked up a big win. Anderson ranked #6 in the state. Has a career high school record of 25-10. Returning state qualifier. Really good athlete, taking on Trottier, who was 2-2 at the Dan Gable Donnybrook down in Iowa. Valley was at that really tough tournament down in Iowa and performed really, really well.
And there were some huge brackets, right? I mean, there was up to 64. I'm not 64 girl brackets, but there was 40 girls in one bracket to come out and to place in any one of those tournaments.
I believe there's 10 different states covered in that tournament between
Is that right?
Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Dakotas, Illinois, Missouri. Unbelievable. It's just such a meat grinder of a tournament early on in the year.
Which is cool to see so many schools going.
Yep.
And it's like you said, it's a national tournament when so many schools are going to be there.
Yep, absolutely. Trottier looking a little undersized, kind of a small 7th grader, taking on Aini Anderson, who we talked about in the jump in the first match. Really outstanding athlete, world champion log roller, and ballet dancer on the Nutcracker. Aini Anderson was also wrestling for Team Wisconsin on the junior national duels circuit as well, so definitely has lots of experience wrestling high-level wrestlers. And it's quite a contrast. You got a physical sophomore taking on the young, athletic 7th grader for Valley.
Yeah, and you can see the stance by Madeline Trottier. Okay, she's ready, loaded up, ready for that takedown if she needs it, reaching for that single leg. But again, locking up that ear to ear really slows a wrestler down in that tie. There looks like we're going for a headlock again.
Kind of goes duck under, dumps her, see if her can keep her foot in, and they're going to give her the takedown. That'll be a 3-point takedown for Trottier.
And it looked like Aini just she thought she had it in a solid position where she could turn that hip with the headlock, but Trottier just kind of dropped that head just a little bit, ran into her, got into a better position, and got the 3.
So 30 seconds left in the first period. Apple Valley with an early 3-0 lead.
Quick to
Anderson
her
up
feet.
to her feet, gets the escape. Can see the size difference. Kind of hard to hold her down. Trottier trying to be quick and athletic on her feet, get the quick takedowns. Doesn't want to get sucked underneath her.
And not only a size difference there, but it's also a 10th grader against a 7th grader. You know, there's that experience level that Aini might have versus Trottier being first year on a varsity mat.
Holman's choice here going in the second period. Let's see a takedown one more time. Takes kind of a half ankle pick, just a snatch single. Finishes on the mat with her feet inbounds and gets that takedown.
And again, Holmen going on top here. They like that top position.
Yeah, they rode pretty tough against the Raiders.
Yep.
We definitely saw some trends in that first match. You talked about the headlocks that they were doing.
On the feet for sure.
Yeah.
And on bottom or on top, they like those wrists and halves.
Yeah.
Each and every time. You can see her trying to break her down, lifting that ankle. Okay, you'd like to see maybe just a little bit more power so you can get her down to her belly.
One thing I noticed in that Holmen duel as well, kind of as we were looking through some things, we got a locked hands call here. This will be a free point for Troutier. One thing I noticed in the Holmen duel, a lot of their girls, they have 2 girls that have committed to wrestling at UW Oshkosh next year. And what's cool about that is their head coach, Carl DeLuca, actually wrestled at Oshkosh as well. Fun fact, my dad wrestled at Oshkosh as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, and my parents both went to Oshkosh.
No, you're kind of familiar with the DeLuca name, correct? 'Cause
I am.
You wrestled Rapids.
Yeah,
I
growing
believe, correct?
up in Wisconsin, I'm from the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin Rapids was always the top dog in the late 90s, early 2000s. And DeLuca was part of that reign that they had in the early 2000s. Kind of a cool story. He's one of the only paid female head coaches, primarily female coaches in the entire state of Wisconsin.
That's awesome. Not to mention the size of their wrestling room.
Yeah.
Right? You mentioned how big their wrestling room, 6 full-sized mats. As a wrestler, to have that
and
facility.
They have a Ninja Warrior course inside too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. It's way cool. I'm jealous. I would love to have that for my own kids.
I don't know who he's talking to, but he's got the right people.
Yes, for sure.
He's got the ear of the right people.
Troutier up to her feet. Looking for a reversal. They haven't given the escape yet.
She's getting that front head position, trying to work her all the way down, almost to that near
now there's
cradle.
the escape.
There's the escape.
Oh, there's that headlock that Holmen loves to try to hit. 30 seconds left in the second period. Troutier controlling this match pretty well. Aini hasn't gotten too close on a takedown. Troutier's been more the aggressor so far. For Minnesota wrestling fans, you know that Apple Valley's been kind of the powerhouse in Minnesota for a long time. The last couple of years, maybe has changed guards a little bit, but their varsity boys team is coming back to earth, and now Valley's girls program is starting to become a dynasty as well.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they're battling right there with St. Michael last year. They're ranked. They ended up being ranked nationally to end the year.
Wow.
So right now they're ranked number 1, but even at the end of last year, Apple Valley had that 6th. I believe they're in the top 20, 16th. Is that correct?
16th
in the country, which is pretty cool.
And what's scary about it is they might even be better this year than they were last year.
Right, they bring back all those girls.
Also interesting too, you know, you kind of look at the top rankings of girls teams in the state of Minnesota. Some of the teams that are the top teams are also very good traditional boys programs.
Yes.
You know, you look at St. Michael, Albertville. You look at
Bemidji's
Apple Valley,
up there
Forest
too.
Lake,
Yep.
Bemidji, Hastings. You look at the top 5 basic programs in the state of Minnesota. They're all tough in the boys and girls program.
And what that tells me is those teams have the recipes to success, right? They understand what does it mean to be a solid program, and then they just kind of expand it in the last few years now that girls wrestling has really exploded, right? And they put the right people in the correct spot. You know, having a coach like Alicia Brown for Hastings, we have that luxury of she started the program, helped start the program, and then growing it. Angie McClay being up there, kind of mentoring the girls. She never had the opportunity to wrestle, but was around wrestling for so long.
Yeah, that McClay name, you probably heard it before, right?
And then, of course, we have that nice Simley transplant, George, that has probably stepped up the intensity in that room as well.
For sure. All right, back in this third period, Anderson trying to lock up a headlock. You can see trying to grip it tight. She's got that locked up. She can step through.
She's got to keep popping that head up if she's working for that headlock.
Holmen in that lacrosse area. Beautiful area of the state of Wisconsin. Also a very good wrestling area as well. Holmen's kind of been the power in that lacrosse area for some time.
Well, not only do they have, great wrestling at the high school level, then UW Lacrosse has got a very good team at the D3 level. So
absolutely, yeah. And we're going to be actually calling the Augsburg versus Lacrosse dual meet this year when we head up to Augsburg to call that match. So I'm super excited about that one.
For sure.
A lot of lacrosse kids stick around and actually go to school at lacrosse. Kind of like we talked about Cradaville family, Parker Cradaville wrestling at lacrosse this year.
You start to see those last names in there.
Yeah. Well, that Cradaville last name is pretty unique, right? So if you see it, you know it. See action all around on the back mat. You can see the Holmen Apple Valley JV wrestlers taking place. You can see some boys wrestling in the corner of your screen as well. Holdingford Huskers taking on the Apple Valley Eagles. There's wrestling galore. If you're looking for something to do tonight, come on down to Hastings. We got wrestling going on until at least 8:30 tonight.
Yeah, and good wrestling. You can even see, so Chotier's up 5-1, but she has not stopped attacking. She has not stopped yet.
Looking to score, trying to work that major. I mean, she's with that 3-point takedown this year, it really changes the game.
For sure. And then Eine's right there. She's one throw. We've seen her try to throw a couple of times. She's just one throw away from taking that win. If Madeline can just stay in good position, she might be able to seal it here in the last 30 seconds. But if you look right there, the head was there for a second. Oh, just kind of snuck back in.
So just under 30 seconds left. Troutier definitely controlling this matchup 5-1. The undersized Troutier definitely been more the aggressor. Has been able to get in on some attacks a couple times. Anderson looking more to go upper body, looking for big throws.
Yep, it's got to be something to her back, and she's got to hit it quick. Troutier wisely drops down to a leg. 3 seconds left, just trying to hold on there. Not give up a big throw. I'd like to see, there was a couple of very good shots by Holmen in the first match when they wrestled Hastings, and I'd like to see them attack those legs a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just use, you can see that they have some athletes on their team, right? And it'd be interesting to see what could they do in that position.
So 5-1 win for Troutier. That'll be an early 3-0 lead for the Apple Valley Eagles. As we head up to the next weight class, we're going to see Caitlin Lambries taking the mat for Holmen, the third-ranked wrestler in Minnesota, taking on Hannah Schuster, the fourth-ranked wrestler. Summer Suarez, a sophomore, taking the mat for Apple Valley.
And we saw Caitlin in that first match, and man, was she aggressive.
She is physical. Holy cow.
And
tough kid.
And continue to attack and attack and attack. Got the pin in the first match against Hastings.
Yep.
You could see the aggressive nature she
Yeah.
has.
Lambries, the returning state place winner, 6th at the state tournament last year at 107 pounds.
And
Career high school record of 34-9 with the win that she notched in the first dual meet.
Attacking that underhook here. She's in a good position, maybe trying for that far leg single.
Nice
There's
sweep
a
single.
Sweep single.
See if she can finish this. Comes up, shelves it, gets that takedown.
That was fantastic. See how she shelved it? Kind of got it right above that hip.
Now she's got that elbow and wrist locked up.
We saw her lock up a butcher in the first one as well, but now she switches off to a half Nelson.
This is tight.
Driving Summer over.
She's got plenty of time to operate here against Summer Suarez. She's got that locked up tight. She can scoop that head and flatten out her chest. Now she's operating. So she can get this locked up and get a pin. That's tight.
There it is, working right into that reverse half. She's got to work that far shoulder. There you go, locked
Gets
it
the
up.
pin for the Holmen Vikings.
Nicely done.
The Vikings get the lead back from the Eagles here. It's now 6-3 in favor of Holmen as we head up to 112 pounds, where we're going to see Hannah Schuster taking the mat for the Apple Valley Eagles, currently ranked number 4 in the state, taking the mat against Haley Dazelski, a senior wrestling at UW Oshkosh next year. A physical senior at that. We saw her wrestle in the last dual meet.
Yeah.
All right, so
again this will be another solid, kind of a solid match. Hannah Schuster being ranked 4th. This was the bracket that we were talking about. She had 40 girls in her bracket, ended up coming out 9th. There's a reason why she's ranked 4 in the state.
Now, as we look at the roster, this might be incorrect. Aini Anderson might have been the last wrestler. This might be Caitlin Lambries that we talk about. So our apologies, Holmen fans. You're probably frustrated with us by now. We butchered names a couple times.
We're trying.
It's hard, too, because you got the Wisconsin weights and the Minnesota weights.
There's a reverse
There's Lambris.
headlock. Wow.
Locking that up. This must be Caitlin Lambris. She locks it up, and that's tight.
I like that Greco headlock. It's opposite of a normal headlock. You kind of take the arm to the head instead of pulling the head with the arm. She's in a good position, and there's the
She
pin.
gets the
right
pin.
there.
Another pin for Holmen as they extend their lead to 12-3. So our apologies again, Holmen fans. If we're messing up the names, just feel free to chime in the chat. We'll try to fix it. We're trying to get names as they check into the table here. And we're going off the rosters that coaches sent to us.
Yeah, it's definitely hard in a loud gym where there's cheering on both sides. They're checking in, but then you hear the cheer at the same time as the name's going on. It's hard to see. But did you see that throw?
That was awesome.
Okay, that was textbook, right? Lock right behind the hand, right behind the head. Step in with that left leg and let her go.
All right, this is Allison Weiss. We saw her wrestle in the last round. She's a senior. And this is going to be Hannah Schuster. We talked about Hannah Schuster before. We'll double check as we kind of get the names. Okay, so
sounds like this is Haley right here.
Okay, so our apologies. This is Hannah Schuster taking the mat for Apple Valley. She is, like we mentioned before, ranked number 4 in the state.
Sorry, I believe this is Kayleen.
Okay, Kayleen Bazan. Got it. Good shot by Bazan, nice and on that low single. Schuster trying to stack her up. Oh boy, almost got the pin on that stack.
But I like the shot. Again, I want to see what these girls can do.
Got it.
Kayleen, thank you.
All right, great, nice finish there by Schuster as she gets the pin for the Apple Valley Eagles. That'll close the gap to 12-9. Locks up that Butcher, has it nice and tight, flattens that shoulder out as you can see it right here.
Good technique there, staying out front of the head where you can work the shoulders just a little bit more.
All right, and that's going to take us to 124 pounds. Where we're going to see Andrea Quinones, a 9th grader, the top-ranked wrestler in the state of Minnesota, 2-time All-State wrestler, wrestled for Team Minnesota, won the Dan Gable Donnybrook last week. Goes far side dump, pulling in that shoulder. She's taking the mat against Ellie Adam.
And this does sound like it's Allison Weiss, so this could be a solid one. Allison being possibly wrestling out at UW Oshkosh next year. Oh, but look at this. The 9th grader has a bar, and that is tight on that shoulder.
Wow, that is really tight. Just like that, she's got her turned over to her back in dangerous position, and she gets the pin.
There's just another.
Wow, is she fun to watch for only a freshman? She is an animal.
Yeah, but she's been around the block a few times. You know, when you're talking about already as a 9th grader, you've now wrestled 2 state tournaments. You placed 5th, you placed 2nd. She definitely has those state champion aspirations, and you can see it with that bar.
All right, it's going to take us to 124 here, I believe. 130 bumping up. Okay, so we got, I believe this is Josie Collins taking the mat. And this is going to be Sina Guara Gordado, who is currently ranked 6th in the state.
This is Josie Collins.
Okay.
Yep. Each and every time, I'm just trying to listen for those names a little bit closer.
If we're silent, it's because we're trying to hear our announcers as they check in. This is Josie Collins taking the mat against Sina Guaragordado, the 6th-ranked wrestler in the state of Minnesota.
It's the battle of the pink headgear here.
Yeah.
Both of them have the same headgear. I wonder who's going to come out on top.
Ankle pick attempt as they drive out of bounds. Nothing doing though.
That was smart though. She stayed in that lock and she's working for that far ankle. And she had a nice shot, nice and low. Just couldn't finish it on the edge of the mat. There it is again.
Now, we talked about it in the early duel against Hastings. We talked about how Holmen really tough down low. They got probably their best wrestlers in kind of the first couple weights. Apple Valley a little bit more balanced. They have state-ranked girls kind of all over the place, specifically 142, 155, and 170. They have girls ranked in the top 7, 2 of whom are ranked nationally as well.
Right.
So they have a pretty balanced lineup. They match up actually quite well against Hastings as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be another battle, right? They wrestled, and the Raiders wrestled well against.
Nice shot there by Sina, and a finish. Early lead for Guaragordado. 3-0 lead with 40 seconds left to operate.
Now, as you're looking at Josie, she's just trying to control hands. That's smart right there. Attack the wrists. Yep. You're trying to attack the wrists as much as you possibly can so you can work up. But then you have Cena going across to a butcher cradle position. Staying smart in good position. She works out front just a little bit, then she works right behind.
Yeah, right? Really controlling that far lock on that arm. As she comes up to her feet, though, but kind of loses pressure.
She felt that the pressure was not on her anymore, right? So that's when she came to her feet, even though her far elbow was controlled. That's savvy wrestling.
And that's a big point, too. Not only confidence booster, but also kind of changes your tactics as well.
Going into the second period, you have a 3-1 advantage for Cena. It looks like Holmen's going down here. I do like that position. That was a smart call, I believe, okay, because Josie just got away, right? So let's try to close that score either with an escape or or a reversal would be nice to tie up the match.
Yeah. We saw Collins get away in that first period, right at the end of the first period. Closing that gap against Guardado.
And you can see Cena this time covering that far hip. But here it is again, posting that wrist,
trying to clear away, gets that
nice
escape.
Technique.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple times. Just kind of loses the pressure on the top, turns and faces, and gets that escape. Now 3-2 in favor of Guardado. Holmen trying to go back to that headlock one more time.
And I'd like to see a shot out of here. Just set up that shot maybe to a nice single leg or high C. Oh, looking at Cena, just trying for that Russian tie, maybe sweep single there. Controlling that wrist. Oh.
Good ankle pick attempt. Long arms there by Guardado.
That was a gritty shot there, right to her back. Going for the pin. She's extended out.
Boy, she transitioned to that nice, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, and it didn't look like there was really much there.
No.
She kind of made something out of nothing, it looked like.
She kind of went far ankle pick, and she wasn't even really on the ankle. It's more like a calf muscle there.
But that was a lot of strength too, right?
Yes.
Her head and her upper body was actually up close to Josie Collins' head, but then she just kind of drove into that leg and was able to get into a position and put her on her back.
So with 20 seconds left in the second period, Guardado is going to extend her lead to 6-2. They have yet to change it on the score sheet here.
Collins is just looking again for 7 seconds.
Oh, she goes chin drop.
She's got it.
Almost has it. Collins bails out. Smart wrestling.
And on that chin drop, you're just looking for a quick 2 swipes, right? She's trying to control that head. Your other chin is in the shoulder. Hold it there. You're probably not going to get a pin, right? But try to get 2 quick swipes and score.
So 10-2 going into this third period as they change the score here. Guardado already has the major locked up, looking to extend her lead, possibly work for a tech fall or a pin. We've seen this left side ankle pick she likes to hit. She's hit it twice now. Kind of makes the girl step and then reaches down, changes her level.
But now her head's kind of lower. Now she's in that. Now she's in this position where she scored last time. But Collins smartly keeps that right leg away this time.
One cool thing I've noticed about too is having a female referee. You don't see that often, but to see girls wrestling taking place with a female referee as well. Pretty cool event here tonight in Hastings. First time in HCTV history that we've been able to broadcast a girls' duel. Oh, goes up her body and pays for it here with Guardado locking up that headlock.
She was working for that Greco throw, but then all of a sudden, Cena just kind of came through and stepped in front of that headlock and threw her own headlock.
Yeah, ran out of bounds though. Your feet have to stay in bounds, otherwise they're going to stop it.
You just need that one foot. Now, you were mentioning this is the first time HCTV has put on a girls' mat, but if you look around the gym is pretty full, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling going on, especially when you have some top teams, both on the female side and the male side, going at it.
Yeah, and I know Coach Hannenberg here at Hastings has gotten to know the Holmen coaches quite a bit from going down to the bi-state tournament the last couple years, and I think he wanted to make this event happen. knowing that Holmen has one of the top girls programs in the state, and obviously Apple Valley does too, and they're a rival of ours for a long, long time.
Yep.
So pretty cool event that we can get both teams together here in one night, and just get girls wrestling on the map.
But not just, you want to bring in teams, right, that wrestle. Here's that same single trying to drop down, but this time Josie keeps that leg out. Let's see if she can score. Coach Annenberg did get into that, brings teams in here, but they're very, very solid teams, right?
Yeah.
It's not just throw anybody out onto a mat. You want to get good competition for your team. And Holmen, Apple Valley, great competition for the Raiders.
They're going to call it a legal headlock. Josie Collins had that locked up, but without an arm, so they're going to give the penalty point to Guara Gordado as she has a 17-3 lead. She just is a takedown shy here of a technical fall, which should be 15 or more points. Yeah, and I think too, anytime you can get as many girls here as possible, it's great for everyone. You get as many matches as you can for girls. I mean, Hastings has 34 girls in their program.
Yep.
So Josie Collins battles tough, loses 17-3, but does not give up the tech fall. That's 4 big team points to the Apple Valley Eagles as they extend their lead 19-12, heading into the next weight class. Let's see it one more time, that upper body lock.
And you could see Collins try to throw that Greco-style headlock, right? But then it kind of loaded up a headlock for Cena herself. And that's where she kept the 1 foot in, smart wrestling, and got the takedown with some back points there.
That's going to take us to 136 pounds, where Apple Valley is going to send out Natalie Rios Montalo against Peyton Cradaville. We saw Peyton Cradaville get a big pin in the first round. Cradaville name pretty synonymous in Holmen, some tough wrestlers. And I do enjoy our announcers trying to pronounce her name. We were fortunate enough that Coach LaDuca gave us the pronunciation of some of these difficult names, whereas our table workers are not as fortunate.
That luxury, right?
Yes, we were able to email, communicate, talk to their coaches, and we were really appreciative of Coach LaDuca helping us out. Nice shot by Cradaville, just can't finish.
She was in that good position. Now let's see if she's down here on the single leg.
Rios Montalo gave her a full dose of hips on that one.
If I'm Peyton, I'm trying to lock up on that single leg, either work for a stalemate, but continue to work my head in between, right? But then Natalie's staying in good position.
No takedown yet. They haven't called it. She's awfully close.
There's the 3.
And there's a takedown for Rios Montalo.
It looked like it was a really, really good
She's got
shot.
her locked hands, though. They're going to call a penalty point here for Holmen.
Yeah, that shot by Peyton, though, it was a really good shot. Her hips were in, okay, head up, nice and tall. But then Natalie kind of dropping down on her own sprawl and just kind of stopping it cold, not letting that momentum go through the shot for the takedown.
Yeah, anytime you can get extended, that's never going to end well for yourself, unless you have superhuman grip strength.
Yeah,
and that's
similar
it.
to you.
For sure. Said no one ever.
Yeah.
So 3-2, I believe it should only be 3-1. Give her the penalty point, but that should be it. You kind of go through a gauntlet here after you get through this weight class. Apple Valley has the #1 ranked kid in the state, and then they have at 155 the #2 ranked kid in the state, and then at number 70 the 6th ranked kid in the state. So it is a murderer's row of female wrestlers here for Apple Valley coming up.
Yeah, and Holmen they do have a solid girl, Alexa Zach, that's in there. But I'm looking at the roster, and she was down, or she weighed in at 138, it looks like. But I'm not sure if she actually wrestled against the Raiders. I'd be interested to see what they call her, who they send out at 130 or 142 next.
All right, so they're going to say she locked her hands again and then got the escapes. I believe they said 3-3, unless they're maybe saying she had the locked hands before. It's kind of hard to hear the communication from this far up. Okay, they're going to call stalling on Apple Valley as they back up. I think the score is incorrect here.
Yep, and that's what they look like they're checking right now. You have that second ref, Desmond. He's been down in our neck of the woods, reffing some middle school matches quite a bit. and he's getting things corrected, it looks like.
Yeah, there was a flurry of events there with a locked hands and an escape, and wasn't sure how they actually scored it here, but hopefully they can correct it. Hey, for our wrestling fans that are here to watch our Raiders wrestle, just a heads up for you guys, there is another round of Raider wrestling coming against Apple Valley at the conclusion of this match, and that'll be a doozy because Apple Valley obviously ranked #1 in the state. The Raiders ranked #6, but they're going to be moving up the rankings very soon.
Yeah, after taking down South St. Paul yesterday, wrestling a really tough Holmen team here, you would think that they would kind of bump up a little bit closer to that Apple Valley and St. Michael and maybe Bemidji lineups that they have.
All right, they're going to keep it 5-3 in favor of Holmen. Might have missed a point or two here as we were jabbering away. Nice shot by Credible. See if she can finish. Like you mentioned, though, just hips too extended.
Yes.
2 really good shot attempts, though. Oh, good re-attack.
Here,
good re-attack by Apple Valley. Nothing doing.
Wow.
But great action there to finish the first period. Excuse me.
Right at the end of that second period, there was a big flurry. Right now, the idea.
Credible's choice. Let's see that one more time. So she got extended out. She came up, turned into her. Good flurry. Good hips by Credible to turn and face. Good wrestling by both wrestlers.
Absolutely, and one thing that gives you a little bit more confidence going into your next shot, right? If you're Peyton, you're getting close to her legs. Maybe you just need to go one more time.
It's Credible on top here. Riding tough, she's got that far arm trap. See if she can do something with this.
Looking for that butcher position, right?
Now she switches sides.
On the other side.
Maybe lock up a cradle as she's got this drive, as she's got it locked up. She's got that wrist now, switches off to something else.
Tries a Granby roll. There's Natalie does. Gets that Granby roll just forces just a little bit more momentum, or forces another movement on top, but the problem is it can get you in trouble.
Credible doing many different moves here between half Nelson, crossface, butcher series. She's got a half Nelson here. Oh man, Rios Montelo just really battling tough here. You can see her teammates cheering her to come on up.
There's the cradle there if she wants to go at it.
And she goes tripod, it just cut her.
Then just cuts.
Just gave up on it a little bit because boy, Rios Montelo was making her life difficult from that bottom position.
And when you get into that position, right, you have to either think, am I going to take, or if I'm going to bring her back down to the mat, or do I just need to cut and not give up that stall call?
You see some of our Lady Raider wrestlers watching in the background, kind of scouting out the competition that they're going to have next.
30 seconds left. We're seeing, is that shot going to be coming from Peyton here shortly? Oh, there's a shot by Natalie.
Shut up by Rios Montelo, but a little too extended, couldn't finish it. A lot of good action here. Should be 5-4 if their score gets updated as we head into the third period, unless a flurry happens here at the end.
Looks like they're both kind of content going into that third period at 5-4, right?
This is where conditioning takes place, right? It is Credible's choice to see what she decides to do. Nope, sorry, Apple Valley's choice. She's going to go neutral. She's been able to attack and re-attack with some success. We saw her getting some flurries and some scrambles and score from it. So here we go, third period. Credible clinging to a close one. Oh, nice shot.
Yep.
See if she can drive in and finish. Roll through by Rios Montelo.
Roll through by Natalie, just that little
Credible
bit
still
of
has that leg though. See if she can get her hips in a little bit tighter. Rios trying to spin behind and she gets with a takedown.
The 3 already. Wow.
The Valley coaches are telling to cut her. The Valley parents are, and she locks her hands again, but they didn't see it.
Trying to attack the head and pull the head underneath. That puts Valley on top, 7-5.
So
a minute 20 left.
I believe what has happened is the reason Credible has been able to get so many points is she's locked her hands so often, which is why she got so many penalty points rewarded to her. We might have missed one of them, which is the 2-point locked hands.
That's the big one, right?
Yeah. Which is why the coaches are telling to cut her. They don't want to risk it anymore. And they got away with one, too. She locked her hands again, but the ref didn't see it.
Just trying to stay in good position.
Under a minute left here. Credible down by 2. Natalie clinging to this lead, just holding on to an ankle as they go out of bounds.
And if you look at those, Cradaville had a fantastic shot. She's now shot 3 times. Okay, gotten into the hips of Natalie, and all of a sudden she just is able to get out of those positions. Here's this shot, I believe. Okay, gets nice and deep, steps up, she turns a corner, but then all of a sudden Natalie rolls through and gets into a better position on top.
Kept her head up,
It's
right?
a risky,
That's the huge part of it.
It's a risky roll. High risk, high reward is kind of where you're going, because as you're rolling through, you do expose your back.
Yep.
If the other person's in a great position, you can give up the takedown and possibly more.
All right, so Credible down by 2, just under a minute left. They're going to cut her. Not going to mess around in that top position. Not a bad
as a coach,
move.
you're sitting there probably, you know what, I actually like that one. Okay, because the next clasp is that potential of
Well, on the flip side of it, though, Credible's been awfully close to scoring on her feet a couple times. You can hear the Valley teammates just going nuts, cheering her on. Credible's in on a shot again.
There's the shot. He gets her down
See
to
if
her
she can
hip.
finish. Oh, it's close on the edge of the mat.
So close. She's got 25 seconds left.
Rios Montelo holding on for dear life on that ankle. Head is down, though. This is not a good position for Credible. She's got to keep her head up.
Stalemate here. Nope.
They're going to let her wrestle.
Rios Montelo gets into a better position. But Cradaville comes up.
Oh, drives across the side. Gets the takedown.
With 10 seconds, 7 seconds left. Wow, that was a gutsy takedown.
Wow. And she gets the win. Cradaville pulls that out in the last second. Great wrestling by Peyton Cradaville. That was awesome.
You mentioned it already. She was so close in several of those takedowns. And again, I thought it was going to be a takedown 20 seconds before. But Rios Montelu just kind of got her hips away. She was extended. But, man, Cradaville doesn't give up on that takedown. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's your point. She got the hips in tight and was able to finish, drive across. Great wrestling, though, by Peyton not to give up.
But that's what I was talking about earlier. I know Holmen had quite a few. They tried for quite a few takedowns, or sorry, quite a few headlocks in the first match against Hastings. What happens when they take those shots? You know, you give these athletic girls an opportunity, and it's fun to watch when they get that takedown.
Yes,
right?
for sure. All right, that's going to take us to the next weight class. We're going to see Cassandra Gonzalez take the place. Oh, sorry, this is Alma Cavillo and Gustafson for Holmen. Alma Cavillo, a young sophomore. They're not going to wrestle Cassandra Gonzalez, who's the #1 ranked kid in the state. This is Alma Cavillo taking the mat against Ruby Gustafson.
Yeah, you wonder if are they going to wait and not wrestle Cassandra this match, or are they going to maybe bump her up to the next one? I wonder what coach is thinking here.
We did see Ruby wrestle in the first match. We kept calling her by the wrong name.
Yep.
But she's a young freshman. Really was scrappy, held her own for a long time. Ended up getting pinned in the third period. Cavillo, a sophomore.
Looks like she's got a deep half here. She just needs to move out.
Tries to stack her up over the top. She gets the 3-point takedown already. They're not giving a near fall. Early 3-0 lead for Cavillo.
The ref was, for a second there, she was trying to give 2 takedowns on one move.
Yeah.
Gave her 6 points instead of 3.
I know the rules have changed, but not that much.
And you know, she was laughing herself. She's kind of patting her chest, and she goes, "Oh, my bad."
Seeing these Apple Valley girls really tough in that top position.
And you can see the ref just kind of urging on Ruby here and saying, work to improve, work to improve. Here's that half Nelson.
That's tight. Cavillo running that over the top.
Reload your check. There it is. Solid bridge, but can she keep it
Gustafson
up for 20
trying
seconds?
to fight. She's got 20 seconds to fight this off. She's going to get the pin. Cavillo with a big pin for the Apple Valley Eagles. That'll take their lead to 25-15 as we head up to the next weight class. All right, let's see it one more time. She's got her flattened out, chest on chest, gets the pin. Cavillo all smiles.
Yeah, and that's a hard half to fight, right? Nice and tight, that elbow deep in there.
All right, so Holmen's going to send out Natalie Marcos. We saw her in the first match. Let's see who Apple Valley sends out. I believe this is Cassandra Gonzalez, but we'll find out. Yep, this is Cassandra Gonzalez, the #1 ranked wrestler at 142. She's ranked 14th in the nation, and you can see that blast double, and she hit that right away.
And you can almost see it just in her stance, ready to go. She's quick
Nice single
on her
leg
toes.
shot, trying to finish here. Comes up with it, and finishes again for another takedown. Up 6-1. Gonzalez, super slick, only a junior. She's got an armbar locked up now. She's going to try to. Oh,
See
she
if she
stacks her up.
tilts.
That is
Yes.
tight. And she gets the pin.
And just like that, you could see her even on those takedowns, the way her weight looked on her feet and on her toes. You know she's been here before.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can
She
tell
looked
she's been
very,
wrestling
very
before.
solid.
Tough kid. What I'm also impressed by Cassandra Gonzalez, she's the first one on the side of the mat cheering her teammates on.
Yeah.
Love to see that. As you can see, Marcos kind of laughing a little bit, just kind of knew she was maybe a little bit outclassed there. Which takes us to the next weight class. This will take us to, let's see.
155. It looks like this is Hamana Mukete. And then I'm not sure who's wrestling.
I believe this is Kiana Noel. We saw her wrestle in the last round. Let's make sure, though. Yep, so this is Mukete for Apple Valley. Mukete is a senior, taking on Noel.
And again, you're
Also
looking,
a senior.
You're looking at, oh, there's a
Mukete
headlock
trying to go
try.
headlock. Noel in and a
Smart.
shot.
To her own headlock.
Good action
You
so
saw
far.
it. You saw it. Kind of almost looked like there was going to be a claw ride and a big throw there for a second. She stepped out, tried to throw a headlock, got it squared up and back in the normal feet
Goes
position.
back to the headlock. Noel's got that locked up, but drops for a
Throw a
knee.
hip in. It's going to be all muscle. Can she pull
Mukete
that
in a better
head
position
under?
here if she can pop her head out.
She's extended out. Her head is up.
She'll get the 3-point takedown. There it is. And then she gets the
did get the
escape
3-point
shortly after.
takedown,
So
yep.
3-1. All right, so early 3-1 lead here. Mukete's got the lead. We've got two seniors going at it here for Apple Valley and Holmen. As we mentioned, this is really where Apple Valley makes their hay. They have two absolute hammers coming up.
And you can see right here what the ref did is she called a caution just because Jemima didn't look like she had her foot on the line, called the caution. You need to have your foot on the line to begin I was about to say the match for a second, but to begin wrestling again.
Good shot attempt by Noel, just bails out. Jemima, let's see this. Mukete really wants to lock up this headlock and throw it. She's seen it a couple times.
There's
Both girls
another
going
headlock.
for it.
Going upper body.
Oh, tries to
that was a
launch her.
big one.
Kind of stepped over too far. Noel went for it, though.
That was, for a second there, it looked like Mukete was walking around behind, and that's what, when that happens on a headlock, it's big fireworks. You were, oh, here it comes.
You can see it as she stepped behind. She had all the chance in the world to just launch her, but just too much muscle for Mukete.
Right.
So after one period, it is 6-1. Lots of fireworks, but no big throws yet. Kind of a false alarm, if you will.
But it kind of gets you excited. Who's going to throw that big headlock next, right?
It's like that these girls aren't afraid to let it fly.
No. I like it.
Makes it fun for the fans and for us, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Mukete is going to go down in the second period. Strong senior, you can tell. Noel's tried to launch her a couple times, and Mukete was not having it.
Now again, as a bottom position, we'll see if she springs up here. Not quite, but it does look, she went right to that lock around the belly.
Yeah, she's
What
got
about that
locked
clasping
hands.
call. But the ref's trying to let it go, see if Mukete gets that free move.
So free point here for Mukete. It'll extend the lead to 7-1.
And what she did was, as she was sitting there, she thought she had her arm. But even if you do have an arm, it's still locking when you're on top, right? So she dropped kind of down. I think she was looking for that chop and jam there. There it is again, kind of the same idea. Again, she locks hands, went right to it. So it looks like Coach wants her to do a different breakdown, because I think again she's trying her chop and jam, but what she's doing is she's missing the arm and going right to a lock, and it locks right around her belly, gives the opponent 1 point.
And you can see they're just going to let her up.
Yep. And you've done it twice, because now the next time if she locks hands, it's going to be 2 points for Apple Valley.
Yeah, and we saw that in the earlier match that between Cradaville and Rios Montelo.
Yeah, except it went the other way, right?
Yes.
Oh, here's in a dangerous position for each one. Who's
They
going to
want
get
it.
the
They're
throw?
both just going for it. Boy, I just feel like there's going to be one big throw in this match, and I'm not sure who's going to get it.
Is this it?
Noel's trying to lock it up. It falls to her hip. There's another takedown from Mukete.
So it looks like the headlock is locked up pretty tight, but then just gets too far.
Yeah, it gets too extended. You got to have your hips tighter to make that throw. They run out of bounds. 12-1 in favor of Mukete.
Now, as you look at this match, a minute left. I know it's 12-1, but now you're just trying to find positives. What can you do on bottom? You know, you might not. Right now, I know it's only the second period, but what can you do on bottom right here?
Oh, nice little side roll.
That.
Beautiful side roll. She's not only going to get the reversal, but she's getting back points as
getting
well.
Her back points. And just like that, holy buckets.
That's an interesting position here. You don't normally see it. She's better be careful herself. Her shoulder's getting exposed.
You can pin yourself. However, I believe her shoulder's on top of Mukete.
Yeah.
Battling here.
Mukete's hanging tough.
Trying to drop that close shoulder. Watch her switch her hips here. Does she switch her hips?
Oh, she gets a pin. What a comeback. Wow, gutsy wrestling.
Big side roll, right? Stays in good position, but then the best adjustment at the end came around her head, switched her hips, got the pin down 12-1.
Wow, Kiana Noel with a gutsy performance. Locks up that side roll, switches to that kind of headlock, and gets the pin. Great wrestling there by the senior.
Now she attacked that far elbow, and when she attacked the far elbow and she switched her hips, it caused Mukete's shoulder to go down and gets the pin. That's why you never give up.
Absolutely.
Right? I was sitting there talking, all right, now you got to find your small victories. Just like that, boom, roll right to a pin.
All right, this is Abelie Euler for Holmen. I think this is, let's see, Esperanza Cavillo, who's currently ranked number 2 in the state as she gets a quick takedown. Ranked number 19 in the nation. Absolute hammer for the Eagles as she cuts her. Gets the 4-point near fall and a 1 escape. Back on their feet.
Now they're back neutral. Now you sit there and you look at, you have Cassandra Gonzalez, right, at 142. You have Esperanza at 155. You have Lily Wolke at 170.
And on a shot, driving right to her back.
Great partners to wrestle and get better.
Yeah, no shortage of quality opponents in your own room, and it gets the pin for the Apple Valley Eagles. That'll extend their lead to 37-21 as we head up to the next weight class. And as you talked about, the Murderer's Row continues for Apple Valley as Lily Wolk's going to take the mat for Apple Valley.
But she's going to be wrestling that Sophia Walter, right?
Yep.
Ranked in her own right at 190 pounds. She's got a 25-15 career record, right? She was a state qualifier in Wisconsin last year.
She looked really tough in the last match.
Yeah, we'll see how she does against a Minnesota-ranked wrestler against a Wisconsin-ranked wrestler.
Well, let's just make sure that this is the right girl because, again, sometimes they do have 3 girls weighed in there. Yep, this is Lily Wolk, the sophomore. 2 state-ranked wrestlers, number 6 for Lily Wolk and Walter, number 13. We know Walter loves that headlock.
But I think this could be Alexis.
No, I think they said Sophia.
Okay.
Could be wrong. Did I hear that wrong? Either way, I know this Holmen wrestler loves to hit a headlock. She hit it about 3 times against the Hastings wrestler, against Lily Watts in the first match.
Working that head down.
On that front
Smart.
headlock, just really
Yep.
pounding that head, gets the takedown.
Smart choice. Just get your 3. Don't worry about anything else.
Breaks her down.
Nope. It looked like there was going to be an escape there for a
Runs
second.
a
Oh,
tight
right into
half.
a half. Kind of stacks her up.
That is tight if she can just fall back a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Wow, good wrestling by the Holmen wrestler
Holy
there.
cow.
To get out of that position, scramble like that, that's awesome wrestling. Wolk's got a leg, though, and an arm trapped. See if she can dump. If she can pull it and dump her to her side. 45 seconds left in this first period. Lots of action in the first minute, 15 seconds.
Good ride here, coming across the face if she can. Work your, she did work that leg out. Perfect 30 seconds. They've gotten into that quad pod several times, right?
Yes. Good
And
man
they
return,
scored,
but there's
there
locked
it is,
hands.
a locked hands again.
Desmond's not going to finish that, that's for sure.
What's that?
Desmond's not going to mix that.
No.
He was right there. All right, this is not Sophia. Man, Diana Lambries is helping us out so much. This is Alexis Meyer. You were 100% right.
Yes. It's not the first time I've been right.
Big shout out to our fans. We appreciate it. Even our own commentators here from Hastings are getting on me. Man, it's a rough night.
That's all right. Again,
Ooh,
she's
riding
got
legs,
to
she's
throw
really
the leg
high.
in there.
She's gotta get them
She's
both
too
in
high.
there.
Gets
Good
her,
reversal.
Lily gets her into that tough position from top. Now we got a reversal, 5 seconds left.
Dangerous position here with short time. Not going to get the pin.
As much as Lily wanted that pin, I wanted this to go into a second period. These are
Yes.
two solid wrestlers, right? Going
What
at it.
an action-packed first period, though. 14 points on the board for the Apple Valley wrestler. Alexis Meyer really just going for it. I love it.
Yeah, not backing down, right? You're sitting in a maybe under. I'm trying to think of the word. Overmatched a little bit
No.
going against Walkie. Lily, ranked number 6.
Just going for the headlock
There's that
again.
headlock.
Might as well, right? You're down by 12. Trying to lock it up and throw it. Hips are in.
She just got to now work to your belly. Don't give
Just
up
got
the
caught.
pin.
That's going to end the match right there. So, again, it's a tech fall with the 3-point takedown. It'll end 17-2 in favor of Lily Wolk. That'll, again, push 5 more points to the Apple Valley scoreboard as they go to 42-21 and take us into our last weight class of the night.
But again, right at the end of the match, you're down by 12 points. Why not? Give it a shot. Throw it. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, and
right?
she's got a good headlock.
Yeah,
And
we
she
saw
went
it.
for it. Hips were really tight. It was there. Just couldn't finish. All right, we get to our last weight class now at 235 pounds. Mia Carnahan's going to get a forfeit, and they're going to get an extra 6 points on the scoreboard. So
Yep.
48-21. This is awfully similar to the Hastings score.
Yes.
So my point is, this next match between Hastings and Apple Valley could be an absolute barn burner.
Yeah, that was, again, lots of things that happened within that match, which was fun to watch. There's a couple of good barn burners. I mean, when you're down, I believe, who was it that was down 11 points? Was it Euler? She was down 11 points or 12 points, came back, hit that side roll for a pin.
No, that was
that's
Kiana
really
Noel.
Cool. Kiana Noel.
That was the match. That was the
apologies.
match for me. That was just pure grit. Pure grit.
Right? Lots of heart. But you see it out of these Holmen girls, too. I know they came to Hastings, ranked number 1 in Wisconsin, right? In their own right. Had 2 tough teams to battle.
Yep.
Okay, but, man, do they have a lot of heart coming
Another
up.
match that I really liked was the Peyton Credible match, where she got the takedown right at the end.
Oh, yes.
Phenomenal wrestling, just a lot of grit.
A lot of great. But then you have Apple Valley coming out with some horses. You could really see they're balanced on the toes. They're attacking. Okay, great shots. The next match that we have, Hastings versus Apple Valley, is going to be a fun one to
Yeah,
watch.
wrestling fans, stick around because I tell you right, we got a doozy coming your way. We got the number one ranked Apple Valley Eagles taking on the number 6 ranked Hastings Raiders. It's going to be an absolute dogfight of a match. 2 tough programs going at it. Can't wait for it. That'll be coming up soon. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. We'll be back with you for round 3 in just a little bit. Big shout out to Hunter Pinky, the producer. always doing the works behind the scenes. Ben Brandon doing the director, graphics, and replay. And on the camera, Max Slocum, Ian Andersack, and Tori Sellner, always helping out fans. We'll be back at you in just a little bit. Welcome back to Hastings High School for our third and final round of our girls wrestling triangular. We're going to finish up with our Hastings Raiders, the number 6 ranked team in the state, taking on the number 1 ranked Apple Valley Eagles. This is going to be an awesome showdown with two teams that have both won their opening matches against the Holmen Vikings. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, what are we looking forward to in this last dual meet of the night?
Well, I'm looking forward to two teams kind of wrestling really, really well right now. Hastings is now, they just knocked off South St. Paul yesterday. I know we mentioned it multiple times, but ranked number 5 in the state. Okay, now they just knocked off the number 1 ranked team in Wisconsin. Now, you know what? They're taking their steps to go up and up and up, and now they're going to take on the number 1 ranked team in the state of Minnesota. In the matches that they had against Holmen, Wisconsin, right? I believe it was 21-47. Hastings won that battle, and then 21-48. Valley beat Holmen. So this is two teams that are evenly matched, and I'm excited to see some good wrestling. It'll be really interesting right around, again, I mentioned this before, 155, 170 pounds.
Yep.
190. What does Hastings bring to the table? Because Apple Valley, they have a couple of studs there.
Yeah, and these first 2 weights are crucial for the Raiders, too, to stay in the match and not give up bonus points. Speaking of the devil, Sammy Allen's going to lead us off here for the Raiders, taking on Madeline Trottier. Trottier got a win as a young 7th grader, got a big win against a Holmen girl. Sammy Allen lost to that same girl, so the hopes are we can keep this match as close as possible. Allen, really a young wrestler, just getting used to the sport, and only her 8th match ever, taking on Trottier, a pretty experienced young kid. So
Right.
the hope is we can keep this match close, right?
But again, she just wrestled. Sammy wrestled Ione Anderson from Holmen, who was a state qualifier. She wrestled her fantastic. Only lost, I believe it was 10-5.
Yep.
Kept it to a decision. Stayed in good position. And now we're going to wrestle. We're wrestling Madeline here. Again, the whole goal is to stay in good position and just battle.
Yeah, she got caught in this position a couple times with her head down on a shot. Wisely comes up to her feet and just tries to clear away. That's smart wrestling by Sammy for, a young girl that's just trying to figure this all out.
But again, trying to block, that was great. It's a small battle, right? Hand battle, hand fighting inside there, trying to peel that hand off the chin, get out of the control of Trottier, and try to reset your feet, right?
Yep. Trottier, definitely a quick wrestler. She uses speed and lightning quick attacks. We saw it a couple times against a larger opponent. She got deep on some shots and finished. We've noticed in this match, though, she's really banging on the head, trying to snap downs and try to score from that position.
There she is in that front head position. Sammy
Good
able to
wrestling by Sammy,
stay
though.
balanced, right? Trying to keep those legs away. If I'm Sammy, I'm trying to control that elbow. Okay, try to control that elbow that's on your head. Stay
15
up.
seconds left. She can avoid this takedown.
Oh, trying to
Out
get
the
a
back.
takedown herself.
Oh,
that
nothing.
was close. Right at
Good battle.
with 8 seconds left. She had a chance. Sammy had a chance to get a takedown. Trottier had a chance to get a takedown. Kind of cleared it out, going to the second period, 0-0.
Yeah, so good first period of action. Neither wrestler super close. There was a scramble at the end. Hastings is going to defer. You see that scramble again. Sammy comes and faces. That was smart wrestling by the young Raider.
But just missed it with that left hand,
Yeah,
right?
Trottier just moved out the last second.
Yes, try to come to that hip and try to cover.
All right, Trottier's going to go back neutral. She doesn't want to go underneath her. If you're giving up a lot of weight, which it looks like it does, like she is, you probably don't want to go underneath someone.
If I'm Sammy, I want to lower your stance a little bit. Looks like Trottier can get low. On a shot, there she is, front head to that near leg.
It'll be interesting, too, see how the second period shakes out. It is the Raiders' choice in the third period. If it stays 0-0, what do you do here? Do you go down with a young wrestler?
If it's 0-0, I'm taking my
good
chances.
slide by attempt. Nothing
yet there.
Nothing yet. She's in a wide base.
But no, she's
switches to
attacking
double.
the legs.
Oh, she comes across. Can she finish?
She's got to get her leg out here. Try to crossface, lift on the elbow. That puts so much pressure on her shoulder.
If she can lift that elbow and extend her out,
Trottier
she might be close to a takedown.
Just trying to hang on here, maybe hang for a stalemate. Sammy just trying to break that lock and get around behind.
See if she can keep spinning and get this takedown. Can see the Valley wrestler saying, get off your knees. Sammy's got to keep those legs back.
Careful.
She's got to keep those legs back. She's awfully close to a takedown here with 48 seconds.
Now can she roll through on this almost into stretcher position?
A stalemate would be advantage Hastings if we can get it here.
Works out.
Oh, she's going to get the takedown.
That was real close. Sammy made one small mistake by bringing her hips in, and Trottier made her pay.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of maybe not being around the sport enough to really know your positioning, right? Because, again, if you keep your legs back, you're probably not going to get with that takedown at all.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking at this last 20 seconds kind of tells me what I'm going to do in the third period, right? She's controlling that wrist, almost getting to a turn.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? You get to see what she does on top. She's pretty tough with that crossface cradle series. She's already been kind of close to locking up a cradle. I think you got to go back neutral in the third period.
I agree. I think that's your best position. You're close to a takedown. Let's see what coach tells them to do.
Neutral, let's see what they do. Yep,
that's exactly what they do.
Coach Lino is going to go back neutral. That's smart, I think.
And just understanding your athlete and your position.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
smart.
Sammy was close to a takedown in that second period. Just kind of got out of position for a second. But where she's going to be advantageous is using her length and her size. She is a bigger wrestler than Trottier, so she's got that advantage going for her.
Now, again, she was close in the first period. She was close in the second period. She just needs one takedown to tie up the match, and then see what she can do in the top position.
All right, so third period, 3-0 lead for Trottier. This is where conditioning comes in, too.
Aggressive snap down by Sammy. Again, trying to keep the pressure on her as much as possible.
Can't score much from this ear-to-ear positions. Wrestler's got to create some space.
Yep, and Madeline's done a nice job with that slide by. Created movement, got her into a good position where she eventually scored. But we've been here before.
But, Sammy's doing a good job as every time she's snapped down and tried to get on that chin, she's broken that grip. Savvy wrestling by a kid that really hasn't wrestled much.
But I also like the heavy hands. Man, that's hard on the back of your neck, right?
Yep. She can get off her knees here. That'd be huge. She doesn't want to give this up.
Control the elbow that's by your head here. Can she reach?
What they're going to call potentially dangerous. across the throat, it looks like.
Okay. Which definitely helps her out. Now she's got to compose herself. She's got a minute left. Now we push the pace, right? This is where your conditioning comes in.
Gritty wrestling here by Sammy Allen. Never easy when you're a young wrestler stepping into this big spotlight match. She's really battled well, regardless of the outcome of this match.
For sure, she's wrestled a total of a month, not
Yep,
even a month.
Not even a month,
right?
and you're going against the #1 team in the state in a huge match. Again, we talked about if you can keep this to a decision, humongous.
Yes.
If you can get the takedown and take it to overtime and have a chance to win, amazing.
Right. And again, stays in a good position. She's been in here in the same position so many times and has been able to fight off of it. See if she can control that elbow, maybe work to a leg.
She's going to, yeah, nothing yet.
Nothing
Close.
yet.
Yeah, she's going to get the takedown right here. Uh-oh.
Okay, now
Just can't give up this turn.
she's got a deep half in.
Can't give it up. There's 10
Turns,
seconds
there's
left.
8 seconds. She's bridging hard.
Oh,
As
good
that
wrestling
shoulder
by
comes on
Sammy.
top.
That is huge for the match right there. How many
And
near fall are they
did
going to
just
give her
stop.
here?
I'm guessing they're going to give her 4 near fall, but then did she get the 1?
Well, it wouldn't matter
Afterwards,
either
I
way.
guess you're
Either
right,
way,
it
it's
would
either
not
be a
matter.
major decision. So for 4 early team points for Apple Valley, did not give the escape, but it wouldn't have mattered. Just a short flurry away from keeping that to a decision. But good wrestling by Sammy, the
Yes.
young 8th grader, trying to keep it close.
That's awesome to see. Kind of right at the very end, that athleticism coming back on top, huge bridge, trying to fight off her back. Is able to fight off her back, but
Yeah, nothing to hang your head on that in that match.
no.
for sure.
I think there's definitely there are moral victories.
Yeah.
Right. As much as people say there aren't moral victories,
Yeah.
for a kid who's been wrestling for a month, that was solid wrestling.
You take that for sure. All right, here's Kira Pellinger, the 9th grader. Again, relatively new to the sport. She's going to take on Summer Suarez, a sophomore. She's trying to go whip over position.
I'm not sure.
So
She
she
stopped it
said she came across the throat on it.
Okay.
She's called that twice now.
But man, she kind of went after that
she
snap
did.
down. That was awesome.
Kira's been around the sport though. Nice
Yeah.
high crotch attempt.
Just got to
See
bring
if she
that
can finish
second
this. She
hand.
switch to a double. She can
steps
drive
up,
across to this double. Switch to a double.
Bring that right hand to her other leg.
Just got extended a little
Now
bit too
you want to
far.
sit to her butt.
Oh, she gives it up. But good shot though by Kira. You like
Yes.
to see that. Again, relatively new to the sport. She's learning as she goes. Great shot
And
attempt.
you have to make those risks, right? You have to take those chances and see where you sit. I thought she was deep on that leg. She just didn't switch off to that double.
Yep.
Okay. And when she didn't switch off, Suarez made her pay.
Yep.
Right?
Suarez riding that cross wrist really tight. Look close to a turn. You can see her teammates cheering her on. Pellinger trying to turn
Gets
into
to a
her.
switch.
Gets a reversal.
Nicely done.
See if she can
Gets-
get a turn now.
Gets that reversal, pushes it to
She's got an
3-2.
arm bar and a wrist. She's got time to operate too. She's got 45 seconds. See if she can suck that wrist back in. She's got this arm bar locked pretty tight.
Hey, You're looking at it.
Oh boy,
That
here we
wrist will
go.
come. Wow, Kira.
Can she get it?
The problem is that other arm is not tight, so she's
Can
got
she
to hip
readjust?
in.
She's going to get some near fall here though. Let's see what she gets. She gets a 4-point near fall with a 2 reversal.
Looks like she only gave up
So it'll be
3 near
6 to
fall there.
5. Okay, so they gave her the 4-point near fall.
Did
So
they?
it should be 6 to 5 right now. Flurry of action in this first period between these two.
She's got 10 seconds left.
See if she can get one in the last 5 seconds. She's
got
so close to
shake her
escape.
off. 3 seconds left. Can she get away? Suarez holding on. Wow.
Good battle, these two. Should be 6 to 5 after one.
Now,
It
if
is
you're-
Apple Valley's choice.
If you're
I believe.
looking at this, Apple Valley, good chance they're going to defer, go on the feet.
They're going on their feet.
They're going on the feet. You don't want to go underneath after that arm bar. That was a beautiful arm bar. She just couldn't keep that far wrist. Okay, and she felt, you could almost see her say she was losing it there for a second.
So we're back on our feet. Pellinger had a nice shot attempt, got deep on a high crotch, and just got extended.
But the heaviness of those hands, just on top of the head. Oh,
Good
Suarez
shot
on a
by
shot on
Suarez.
her
See if
end.
Pellinger can keep those hips back, drives across, gets that takedown. Good shot there by Suarez. Clearly her best position. She's got a tight half too. This is tight.
Got to run it.
See if Kira can fight this.
Oh, smart grabbing the wrist, and as you peel.
She's on the edge of the
Kira's
mat, though.
just-
See if she can hold her off. Well done by Kira Pellinger.
Yes, good fight. That was a savvy wrestling move, too. When you attack a half and your opponent comes up to peel it off, just attack that top hand again.
Comes up to her feet, see if she can get the escape.
Smart, she's breaking
Gets
for
the escape.
one.
Good job by
Nice.
Pellinger. They're back on their feet again. Nice shot. She
Just
didn't
got
drive across.
switched to a double, and she
Gets the
does. Nicely
takedown.
done.
Now 12 to 10. Now she's got a
goes the
crossface.
work.
She's got a butcher. She's going to run this on her toes. If she can get on her toes and scoop, if she can keep walking, she's got this.
But she's just got to get, I want her to reset on that one side again. On the side that she has the arm, right? Try to pin that far shoulder down as much as possible, because you lose your leverage there at some point.
It'll be interesting now. What are they going to choose in this third period? You're down 12-7.
In all honesty,
12-10, excuse me.
it is it 12 to 10?
It's 12-10. They haven't
Okay.
updated it yet.
So now, I think we go back on the feet. We had a couple of solid takedowns.
But you turned her twice.
Only once, right?
Turned her twice. Because you got turned on that butcher. You didn't get net near
There's
fall.
the shot.
Gets the
This might-
escape,
this
see if
might
she can
tell ya-
finish it.
This might
Oh,
tell you
that
here.
gets the takedown at the buzzer too. So
what
that'll
they do.
extend the lead. That goes to 16-10. I think we got to go top, right? See what happens.
We're close.
Just takes
There's-
one turn.
Just cuts the corner there. Green goes.
They're gonna go down.
Neither one of us.
Don't listen to us, right?
Yep.
That's why we're up here and not
Correct.
down there.
Yep. I like this position a little bit better though. Sometimes, you know, when you have those tough decisions to make.
Well, and she's gotten in a couple flurries that have actually ended up in advantageous positions. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's actually worked out for her. She's gotten turned one time, but she fought off, got in a flurry. We'll see what happens here. Either way, Pellinger down 16-10. I don't think she wanted to go down based on her body language. Did you see that?
I'd like her to hit it. There's a stand up. She gets away. Can she? Well, right there. That's why Coach George is down there.
Oh,
Coach
high
Adrian.
crotch position. See if she can drive across. She can get her arm free, get her hips in tight. Oh, she just lost control. Now 19-11. Now she's got to get out.
She's got to battle that arm down as much as she possibly can. If she does get her hips turned,
See
got
if
a
she
minute
can slide her
and a
right
half
arm
here.
through.
She's bridging.
Gets the
There's
pin. All right, Suarez with a pin for the Eagles here. That'll extend the Apple Valley lead to 10-0 over the Raiders.
Now, when you saw those shots, though, she got in so deep on each of those. The only thing that I want her to fix is maybe bring that right arm to that double, right? The shot themselves look fantastic, all right? Now, bring that arm to that other leg, switch over to a double, and I think you might get a takedown or two.
Yeah, man, it's too bad. She really wrestled well in that match. Had a good chance to win that. That'll take us to the next weight class on 112, where I believe they're going to send out, Apple Valley's going to send out Valentina Cardoso, a sophomore. She's going to take on Dariana Kelly, the athletic freshman that launched a headlock in the first match. We'll double check on the names as we go through here. Yep, so we're correct on the names. This is Cardoso for the Apple Valley Eagles, taking on Kelly. We know Kelly's got a good headlock.
Yeah, she got challenged on that last one. There's the headlock.
Ooh, live and die by the headlock, right?
But
Kelly
look at the
hipping in
hips.
though.
Now she still has that head.
She's got the arm pulled. Let's see if she can hip in and get this. She's still got it.
Oh, rolls
that's
her right
locked
over
up
the
tight.
top.
She can
Now
scoot
she's
back.
gotta- Pulls her back in.
She's got it.
Wow, there it is.
Wow. She's got this
Holy
locked
cow.
up tight. Great hips by Dariana Kelly.
You know, you mentioned you live and die by the headlock, but I think I'd take my chances right now.
Yeah, she's got some great hips. She
Oh,
gets
she
the
got
pin.
some pin.
2 pins, 2 headlocks. Dariana Kelly gets it for the Raiders.
That was she got out of position on the first throw, right? And then Cardosa, watch this, gets out of position.
Ends
but
up
then
on her
battles,
back.
Look,
Hips up, hips into her.
and then head up too.
Keeps that arm trap too, which is huge. Then
But
Hips
then
her
power
back over. Wow.
Wow.
Great wrestling by Dariana. So proud of her.
There were so many chances where it looked like you could have gone either way, but she didn't look like she freaked out, right? She
Yeah.
stayed composed in a solid position, gets the pin, closes that gap 10-6.
This is going to be a great match. We got Hannah Schuster, the senior for Apple Valley, ranked number 4 in the state, taking on Allison Weinzettel, who's ranked currently number 7 in the state. This is going to be an absolute battle. 2 state-ranked wrestlers going at it. Weinzettel looked all the part in the first match, as did Schuster, who had a quick pin. 2 contrasting styles, with shorter, compact, and Schuster long and lengthy with Weinzettel.
Yeah, and you look at these girls. This absolutely can be a state tournament match.
Ooh, nice slide
right?
by attempt there by Schuster.
This is high quality wrestling right here. This is what I like to see.
Weinzettel fighting for inside position. Schuster going underhook on that left side.
Both aggressive on those ties, right? Working inside, don't want to push too much.
Yeah, to your point, you push too much, you're getting all of a sudden a dose of a slide by and you're flying right past her.
Absolutely.
We've seen these Valley girls hit it a couple times. Saw Trottier hit it twice.
And she's in that position to go to that just bicep slide right by her face, right?
Again, good battle. 2 top state-ranked kids here. Weinzettel ranked at 112, but she's wrestling up at 118 tonight. Schuster ranked at 112 as well, so right below her in the rankings, both at 112 here. Both wrestling at 118 pounds early on in the season. Maybe they go down a weight class when they get to section time. I'm going to guess these two probably have seen each other before.
Yeah. Looking that right into that Russian tie if she can control it. Schuster smartly covers the head, but Weinzettel kind of backs out, controls wrist, backs out in a smart position.
Yeah, you see some other matches on the far mat. A lot of Hastings Raider wrestling going on tonight. We see Raider wrestling on all 3 mats right now in the verse. Oh, good headlock attempt by Schuster. If Weinzettel can pop her head out, she gets the takedown.
There it is.
Good savvy wrestling by Weinzettel to keep her hips away and not give up that headlock.
And I like to see a senior Raider, right, who helped start up that program, having success on this mat right now.
She's got her wrist in half. This is locked up pretty tight. Let's see if she
Trying to
can
help
get
her
this.
team.
Short time, but good period by Allison Weinzettel.
Good position.
Green's choice. We're going to go down in the second period.
Yeah.
The Raiders can pull off this one. This would be a really big match that sets the momentum. Anytime you can win a close match like you knew this one's going to be, it really sets the tone kind of moving forward.
Absolutely, and it really kickstarts your team as you go up.
Yeah, you know, Dariana getting the pin, and all of a sudden you maybe notch out a win here. That helps a ton. Weinzettel up to her feet, quickly turns away. Good wrestling.
Not sure what happened. Looks like the referee stopped.
Looks like she got poked in the eye or bumped in the head. I'm not really sure what it is. Either way, Weinzettel up 4-0 right now.
Talking to both wrestlers, something must have happened. Maybe a hand to a face, maybe a forehead's hit a little harder than normal. Just making sure everybody knows the rules.
Left side underhook. Schuster's trying to work that hard above the
Powers
head.
into that.
Ooh, good snap down.
snap
Goes
down,
right to
right
that whip
through.
over. Weinzettel fighting off her knees. She'll gladly give up the takedown and not go to her back here. 4-3 now in favor of Weinzettel.
Yeah, slip that shoulder forward, but man, that was a tough snap down.
Yeah.
Kind of bounced her head right off the mat. Smart.
Up to her
and
feet,
wise.
gets to escape again.
Smart and wise to kind of bail out,
Yeah,
give up the takedown.
I don't
and
think
then
you want to tie up with
escape.
Schuster. She's physical specimen. Man, she is tough.
She's
Tell
one-
she wants to be in close proximity to her body.
She does. She's comfortable in that underhook position. I mean, we've already seen her try to throw a headlock.
Yeah. Slide by a headlock, snap down. We've seen her just want to be physical with her opponent.
There she
She goes
is
left side
again.
underhook again. Weinzettel's got to circle back on. Smart move by her, not getting dinged for stalling.
But let's see if we can just push the pace. Start putting a little pressure on her head. right? Pushing into Schuster and try to see what we can do going into the third period.
Yeah, Schuster's had a little success, obviously taking her down here in this period. I wonder if she chooses to go back on her feet again for the third period as we get in the last 15 seconds of the second period.
Weinzettel does not want to be in that underhook position
No.
again, right? You can definitely see kind of backing out.
But Weinzettel doing a good job of circling as well, not giving up anything. All right, so Apple Valley's choice. Looks like they're going to go down. Oh, we got a blood time. What would you do here? If you're the Apple Valley coach, you're down by 2. You had success taking her down. Oh, Weinzettel's been pretty savvy.
Right.
What would you do?
I think I like the position going down. Now, you don't know what Weinzettel does unless they've seen each other before, okay? But you need to you're looking to get a takedown, but you've also been taken down once before. I like the decision to go down and try to get up, get away, or maybe a reversal, tie up the match, and see where you sit.
Yeah, and if you're Weinzettel, you got to know that you can give up 1 here, and you're okay. You just can't give up 2. As she tries to reach back for a headlock.
Does get it.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Gives it the 1. Good wrestling by Weinzettel.
For a second there, her hips flipped, right? And then all of a sudden, she kind of squared them up, able to push out, give the 1, not the 2 in that position.
So 5-4 in favor of Weinzettel. But Schuster closing that gap. Don't think you want to go upper body with her.
I don't like this position here.
No. You want to keep your hips as far away as you possibly can from her.
Push that. And now you're up 5-4, so start controlling wrists. You do have your stall calls that you can't give up.
No one's been warned yet.
Right? You just keep circling back on.
Is that baseball grip you just talked about, Coach?
Play that head position.
And we haven't seen any leg attacks yet either.
No.
Not that you have to attack legs here. You have a 1-point lead. Got a minute left. Weinzettel's got to know you haven't been warned for stalling. You don't have to even attempt anything here if you don't want to.
But try to rip off that collar tie into a 2-on-1 would just give that idea of not backing out into the ref. Would be good. Oh, that little.
Keep your hips
Careful
away.
Here.
See if she
Get
can
the
score.
takedown.
She
Nicely
gets it.
done.
Well done by Allison Weinzettel. Now you change your tactics here. You're up 8-4.
A turn would get you the major, right?
A turn would. Now, realistically, you don't need a turn, but a major decision would certainly help.
And Allison's looking at that match. But again,
She's got a wrist and a half here. She's got those long arms. See if she can run this.
Schuster battling this down.
10 seconds left.
Just don't get, you almost want to just stay right there.
Good match,
Nicely
though, for
done.
Allison Weinzettel. She
That
gets
was
the
very
better
well
of the higher-ranked wrestler in Schuster. That'll close the gap against Apple Valley. All of a sudden, it creeps to 10-9.
And if you're watching wrestling, good things happen when you stay in good position, right? The entire time she was just kind of waiting it out. And once something happened, she was in a good position to react, defend, and then kind of take down the higher ranked wrestler.
All right, this will take us to 124 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out junior Ellie Levine taking on the top-ranked Andrea Quinones, a talented freshman. 2-time All-State wrestler, currently ranked number 1. Absolute hammer. Ellie looking to prove herself, try to get in those state rankings. Nice snatch single there by Quinones as she runs her out of bounds, gets the quick 3. Well, they're back on their feet, no takedown.
But again, a young wrestler. Well, did she let him go or not give it up?
Didn't give a takedown here.
Okay.
They said they went out of bounds. Levine trying to stay inside on her. Good shot attempt, trying to go blast double on her. Lifts and drives, finishes, 3-point
Try to
takedown.
bail, scoot forward, work your legs out.
You know,
Nicely done.
if you're Ellie, you got nothing to lose here, right?
Absolutely.
You're not favored. You're essentially a second-year wrestler going against a kid who's probably wrestled for a long, long time. A girl that just won the prestigious Dan Gable Donnybrook tournament in Iowa.
2-time All-State wrestler. I mean, she's got the accolades.
She does.
Right? So if you're sitting there, you're Ellie Levine, just like you said, she's got nothing to lose.
No.
Right? See see what you can do. Stay in good position and try to battle the best girls in the state.
Yeah, and I was talking to Ellie literally after the first duel, and I just said, hey, you have nothing to lose. Throw the kitchen sink at her. Apple Valley, very balanced team, as we talked about. They got kids.
There's a deep half.
All over their lineup. This is a tight half. She gets the pin. Yeah. Quinones with the pin. Good battle by Ellie Levine, but the top-ranked wrestler shows why she's number one.
She just attacked, and it was a quick attack on the half, right? Just got a little bit of an angle here. Here's the shot. Quinones lifts.
Gets those hips in tight, drives across, gets that takedown. Boy, it's hard to believe she's only a freshman.
Right.
She is put together, strong. Gets that pin on that tight half. All right, that'll take us to our next weight class, where they're going to send out Maya Campbell.
Okay, Maya did not wrestle in that first round, right? Now she looks like she's going up against Sina Guerrero-Gordado.
Yeah, Guerrero-Gordado is currently the 6th-ranked wrestler in the state. Maya Campbell did not wrestle. They opted to send Leighton Robinson in there, the talented 8th grader. They're going to mix it up a little bit. They are missing one of their top kids. Annabelle Norquist is injured right now, and so she'd otherwise be in this spot. So she's resting tonight, kind of healing her injury, and Maya Campbell's going to take her spot. Early takedown here for Guerrero-Gordado.
Now you're looking and thinking, are you going to be bumping? Are you going to be bumping up here?
Campbell on her back here as Guerrero-Gordado looks for a pin.
Maya's fighting there on her toes, bridging.
And gets the pin. Yeah, good fight there by Campbell, but you're wrestling an absolute stud in Guerrero-Gordado. All right, at this weight, though, this will be interesting to see who Valley sends out there. Last time they sent out Natalie Rios-Montolo. Let's see who they send again. Hastings has some options as well.
It looks like they're going to be sending out.
Looks like Olivia Levine is again going to take the mat for the Raiders. This would be a good one. We saw Rios-Montolo in a really good battle in the first match of the second match of the night. An absolute barn burner back and forth. She's a pretty good athlete, as is Olivia Levine. This would be a good showdown of girls that are relatively raw. We saw Rios-Montolos with a lot of clasped hands.
Olivia trying to go on top of that head, work for that near leg, right? Work her head down.
So headgear came undone. That's why they're going to reset the match. Olivia, the younger sister of Ellie Levine.
Yeah,
larger in weight, but again, a little bit younger in age.
Right, and you have Ellie Levine as a junior, you have Olivia Levine as a sophomore, and then you have Avery Levine as a 7th grader coming up to the ranks.
Who's been wrestling 170 pounds.
Right.
Physical. Nice shot there by Olivia. She can finish.
Just watch out for this chin whip here.
She can pop her head out. Oh, see if she can bring her down to the mat.
Mat return.
There it is, 3-point takedown. Nice finish there by Olivia Levine. See if she can cradle this up. She's got a good one.
But I think she's under that armpit.
Yeah, she's got the grip locked a little bit odd here. She's got to go across the face, not across the arm. She's got to adjust her grip. She's trying to go ball and chain.
Keep driving into her.
She can half Nelson on that right side. It's there. Cradle is also there if she wants it.
Anytime you see a wrestler reaching back, half Nelson is there.
She's got to be careful of the locked hands. Yeah, they're going to call her for it. They're going to let her continue. Now they'll call it.
There it is.
So it'll be a 1-point locked hands for Apple Valley to get that penalty point.
This ref has allowed clasping to go on for a while, right? She puts her hands up, and I mean, it's a good 10, 15 seconds before she breaks it.
All right, so early 3-1 lead for Olivia Levine. Again, we talked about some of these young Hastings Raider wrestlers, how they're learning on the fly. Olivia's probably in only her 8th or 9th match ever in a big duel against Apple Valley here. There's another locked hands.
Locked hands again.
This might be a position where you just consider cutting. We've seen that before.
Drive in.
Watch the headlock here.
Again, this is a free move. Free move for Valley here.
That's too bad, too, because she had her near her back. But they're going to call her for locked hands.
Again, and that's where you're looking at as a when you've given up or you've been clasped on, you have that free move, might as well go for something, because worst case scenario is they're going to stop you before you get in trouble.
Yeah. Sounds like your coaches want her to try riding her out, or are they going to cut her? Yeah, they're going to cut her. If you're wondering, we got another Apple Valley Hastings showdown on the mat to our left. We got the boys taking a nice shot by Olivia. See if she can drive across. She's got a half Nelson if she wants it.
Right, attacks the head. Beautiful job.
To her back. She's got time.
10
10 seconds to try to finish her. She can get a pin.
She's just got to bring all of her weight to her head.
Rios trying to get her hips up, and she finally gets off her back. I can't believe that. How did she fight that off?
I don't know. And she just kind of sat straight up. That was, I mean, I thought it was nice and tight. Her arm was trapped inside, and somehow Natalie just kind of sits straight up.
Boy, that 3-point takedown and 4-point near fall really opens up the match, though, doesn't it?
But look
you
at
can see Olivia
attack of that half.
Gets the takedown and the 4-point near fall.
This is where she just, I don't know how she just sits up.
How the heck did she get off that?
I don't know.
Unbelievably good core strength there to be able to get up and to battle that. So either way, Olivia's down in the second period with an early 10-3 lead. She turns into Natalie. Uh-oh, this is dangerous here. She's got to be careful. Natalie ends up on top somehow. Olivia's got to fight through.
She does. That was close.
She's going to give up 3 points, though. Now 10-6 as Olivia ends up on top. She pops her head through.
Careful on that chin whip. Oh,
she's got to get her hips up. She'll get the reversal. Good wrestling by Olivia Levine. For an inexperienced kid, man, she does some nice things, doesn't she?
That was one scary move after another,
yes.
Right? For a chance, she got put to her back for a 3 count. Then she almost got chin whipped, but kept working her hips out and finally got the hips on top for the reversal. Now up 12-6.
Levine's got her leg locked. She's looking to try to get that leg free so she can get something else. Got to get that leg back. Oh, she's trying to roll through.
On a Granby position here.
She can get her arm free.
The reversal. She's not giving up any
near fall yet. She's close to getting her arm out. Man, funky positions in this match, back and forth. She can get her arm out. She's free, but
can she sit up and drive into
it? Just turned the wrong way on this.
Now we're in the position. She's got 28 seconds to fight. This is tough to get out.
She's got to know where she's at here. If she can fight it, she's going to get the pin. Yeah, good battle by these two. Yes. Just kind of ended up in the wrong position, but good battle. I feel like this match could have gone either way.
Absolutely. It was 10-3 going into that second period, and just kind of, they got into those different positions, right? Natalie ended up just kind of hitting that Granby for the reversal, I believe.
Yeah, you can see it right here. She kind of goes chin whip.
Chin whip we were talking about, but watch Olivia getting those hips out. Nicely done to get the reversal.
Yeah, you can see two young wrestlers trying to figure things out. I got a feeling these guys are going to see each other again at some point.
But this is something that they can watch and really improve on.
Yeah.
What can I do? Where did I slip up? Where did my hips go wrong? And learn from.
All right, this will take us 142 pounds. Where the top ranked Cassandra Gonzalez, ranked number 14 in the nation, taking on the 10th grader Adriana Dahlberg. Adriana looked super tough in that first match. However, she's taking on a different level wrestler right here. Cassandra Gonzalez is a hammer. But you know what? Good test for the young kid to learn something here. Gonzalez, a junior, deep on a shot right away. Dahlberg trying to get her hips back, though. As Gonzalez gets the early takedown.
But this is kind of the same position that Ellie was in. Ellie Levine was in at 124 pounds.
Yep.
She, nothing to lose here, right? Just go for it.
And you learn a lot wrestling these tough kids. Dahlberg trying to get her hips up. Gonzalez in a good position and pulls her arm in.
When you look at a varsity wrestler, your goal is that state tournament, eventually be on the top of the podium. You sit there and you wrestle these kids that are in the top of the podium. Kind of gives you something to fight for, right?
And it's the little moral victories, right? Like, did I last a period? Did I get a takedown?
Yes.
Did I get an escape? Oh, this is stacked up tight. Head is down.
Shoulder up.
I don't think she's going to give up the pin here, but she's definitely getting up near fall. She's got a
Got
double
double
armbar, though.
armbar.
This
This
is going to be danger zone here with a minute left. She's got that locked up tight. She's got a lot of time to operate with this.
I've been in one double armbar in my life, and it definitely hurts. I mean, you can just see.
Hopefully you
torque
were the
on
one
the
with the double armbar, right?
No, it did not go well for me.
I have to say I've never been put in a double armbar.
Yeah,
And he gets the pin. Oh, that was
I'll tell
tight.
you this, you don't want to be put in that.
No.
And it hurts just watching.
Yeah. Man, Cassandra Gonzalez is a hammer. So fun to watch. Unfortunately, Adriana Dahlberg had to be, you know.
Had to be the wrestler to take.
Yeah, and so
to
unfortunately, I had to
wrestle.
send someone out there to wrestle her, and she is a hammer. But I think the future's bright for Adriana Dahlberg. Watching that first match, she looked tough.
Yeah, and again, she's an athlete, right? She's a goer. It's so much fun to see these girls that have not wrestled for very long just be athletic.
Yes. All right, they're going to send Natalie Leifeld out there, taking on Jemima Mukete. Leifeld a sophomore, as is Mukete. Excuse me, Mukete is senior. My bad.
So it kind of looks like at 148 pounds, right?
Yep. Leifeld, a family of wrestlers. You've probably heard the Leifeld name before if you know anything about Hastings wrestling. Her dad Dave was an all-state wrestler, I believe, back in the day. Her cousin Amelia is also on the team. A big family of wrestlers. Natalie getting the nod over Josie.
We had the privilege of having Natalie as one of our managers.
Yep.
Glad she's out for the sport.
One of the nicest kids you'd ever want to meet.
For sure. Now you sit there and going for the headlock here.
We saw Mukete hit it once in that last
Going
match.
for a chin
Got to
whip,
get off her
maybe?
knees.
Okay.
Mukete's got good hips. We saw her a couple times get in those scramble positions. She was the one that was leading in the first match against Holmen. Kind of got caught at the end and got pinned. But very tough kid.
And as Natalie's just sitting there trying to grab those wrists, you're trying to grab that wrist, maybe pass it over, work up to your feet as much as you possibly can. With 25 seconds left, an escape would definitely change kind of how you feel going into the second period. And we've seen Mukete have problems locking hands, I believe,
Yes.
the last match as well. So just move on bottom, points can happen.
Yeah, getting those scramble positions, make it uncomfortable for him. You never know what can happen. But after a first period completed, it's a 3-0 lead for Mukete. It's going to be Hastings' choice, I believe. Let's see what we decide to do. We're going to defer. Let's see what Mukete decides to do. She's going to go back neutral. So our apologies if we're a little distracted here at the time. There's a little bit of action going on all these mats, and it's so much fun as a Hastings Raider coach to watch all these matches, and sometimes it's hard for two guys that have a very short attention span to focus on a match.
Not only, you sit there in a small attention span, but you know these kids.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You want to watch all of them wrestle. And you got Rocco on mat 1. You have Natalie on mat 2. And I'm not sure
It's
who's
Trent
all
Nassen on that
and
mat
then
4
Trent's
too.
on mat 3.
Yeah,
You sit there and it's like you're bleeding for them.
I know.
You
It's
wanna
and
watch
it's so fun to watch. I just love these kids, love this program, and you want to root for them all and watch them all.
Absolutely.
So 3-0 in the second period. Both girls jockeying for position.
Just
No
be
takedown
careful.
yet.
And if I'm Natalie, I got to be careful because she looks like she wants to set up
Yeah.
that quick headlock. But Natalie's got a headlock of her own.
We saw Mukete though defend the headlock quite well. She gets the takedown as she covers here. That's going to be 3 more points for her. She does such a good job of getting her hips away and making it hard to roll through.
So as you're looking, she looks like she's maybe going for a bar arm. We got 30 seconds left.
And Mukete right on top of that
now
cross.
She's going right into
she's going to that cradle.
position.
Doesn't have it locked super tight, though.
Just extend, but you got to pick at those locks. Use your hands, pick at the lock, break it as much as you can.
Yeah, Natalie hanging tough against a physical senior here. 10 seconds left. Okay, at the end of the second period, they're going to call her for stalling. Okay. Not really looking to improve. Okay, I can kind of see that a little bit. I'm okay with that stall call as long as you're consistent with it.
Yes. Yep. Go from as long as it's called match in, match out.
I think what can be frustrating for coaches is when, it's very inconsistent.
Right. And I do feel like this ref has been doing this.
Yeah, she's done a good job.
Headlock position, steps in front. Nicely done, Mukete.
So a shout out again for our wrestling fans here. This is the first ever HCTV all-girls duel. Pretty cool event that Hunter Pinckey was able to kind of work with Coach Tim Hanneberg on. Hanneberg's been kind of waiting to do this for a while to really focus our energy on the girls program, and our numbers show up with 34 girls in our program. Program is just exploding right now.
Absolutely. I mean, and you think back 3 years ago when Hastings started the program, we had 6 girls. Okay, now we're above 30. We're at 35 girls in our program. We still have 3 girls on the team this is their 3rd year wrestling because now they're seniors, right? And it's great to see.
Yeah, it is. It's just awesome to see. And it's just so many girls that were thinking about wrestling that never really wanted to pull the trigger in middle school because they didn't want to wrestle necessarily boys. And now when they get to an all-girls program, it's a different story.
Right.
And I feel like our numbers are just going to explode even more. Knowing some of the girls that we have coming through the pipeline, a lot of wrestling family names.
But see, the numbers exploding is one thing, but then when you have quality inside the room, your program gets better.
And you have girls like the Levine girls
Yep.
who are athletes who can recruit other athletes.
Correct. But it all starts with those first 3 girls that we have, and between Allison and Annabelle, and then you got to throw Amelia Miller in there.
Yep.
Just recruiting more girls, recruiting more athletes, and you can see they've been in this room 3 years that their pedigree as a wrestler is getting so much better.
Yep. It doesn't take athletes long to figure this out.
No. We got 25 seconds left, 6-0 match. Natalie, big throw if she gets it. One big throw changes everything,
That's
right?
true.
That
3-point takedown, 4-point near fall.
Yes.
Just under 15 seconds left, though. Mukete well controlling this match.
But if you're Natalie, this is kind of that double-edged sword. If you throw a headlock, you might be able to win. But at the same time, if you miss it, you give up the major.
That's a good point. Although at this point, I mean, the match might be a little out of hand. I mean, after we lost a couple tough matches down below, we kind of have to rethink our strategy here. But good battle for Natalie Liefeld.
I was looking at the point system today. If we had 2 takedowns last year, it was 4-0, correct?
Yeah.
And you can go for that big throw. But now it's 6-0. You go for a big throw and you miss it. It ends up being a major decision.
All right, this is going to be a good match. This is one that I circled when I saw the rosters come out. Hastings is going to send Kashawn Brooks, a senior who's undefeated right now, has dominated every opponent, taking on the second-ranked Esperanza Cavillo, a junior ranked number 2 at 148. She's wrestling up a weight class. She's ranked number 19 in the nation. So if you want to prove yourself,
now's the
this
time.
is the time to do it, Kashawn.
Absolutely.
Kashawn Brooks, an athletic kid, has not cracked the state rankings, but all it takes is a signature win. And I think that she could do it tonight, at least close the gap and prove to herself that she can hang with her.
For sure.
They're going to say hands to the face. They're just going to warn her and say, hey, none of that. Kashawn, a kid that moved from South St. Paul, was a state qualifier 2 years ago. And Coach Hanneberg raves about Kashawn and the kind of kid that she is.
Great. I mean, it helps when you get those people inside your room that make your team better, not only on the mat but off the mat.
Good hips by Kashawn, but gives up the takedown. Esperanza's going to cut her. Slide by.
Sean, nicely done on the recovery.
Yeah, facing up and not giving him the angles. Another slide by attempt. Got some bleeding going on here. So early 3-1 lead here for Carrillo. As we talked about earlier in our night, Apple Valley has kind of a murderer's row of studs at 142, 155, and 170. Although we saw Lily Wolk wrestle up at 190. They got so many hammers. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ranked wrestlers. Hey, we're going to watch some boys action. Who doesn't want to watch Trey Beisel wrestle, right? Well, we got some blood time. Trey with an early 6-2 lead in this match. Not sure who he's wrestling here, but I know it's an Apple Valley kid.
Yep, and one thing you always see Trey is he's always attacking. He's always aggressive. But right now, I really like his shoes. Look at those blue and gold shoes there.
Those are the old school ASIC Tigers that have, I think they've been custom made just for him.
I like it.
Either way, they're sweet. Nice shot, man, so quick. Kicks out.
He's so strong with that underhook when he goes to it. Right to a single, covers the hips again.
Boy, that 3-point takedown, that really favors Trey Beisel. That's his bread and butter, is being on his feet. So quick.
Drives into it. Look at that blast double. Keeps the toes in. Just savvy wrestling.
Yeah, it looks like you wrestling out there.
Back in the day, no.
Back, the guy getting taken down?
Yeah, I was that guy, the sacrificial lamb.
That was you?
Yep.
Go take one for the team.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Sean Brooks. Let's see what we can do here with 1:12 left in the first period. Down 3-1. Still attacking. I love it.
Ooh, another slide by attempt by Cavillo. Goes snap down. Sean Brooks not giving any inches. Goes out of bounds. Good scrap these two are having. Going back and forth.
Now you can hear her teammates really yelling, just trying to cheer Kashawn on, just telling her that she's staying in good position, doing awesome.
Yeah, and she really is down to one of the top kids in the state, one of the top kids in the nation.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. So Esperanza is ranked number 2 in the state, 19 in the country. What does that tell you about the number 1 ranked kid that they've spoke past?
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head who it is. I wonder if it's Ella Pagel from Northfield.
Oh, it could be.
Who's one of the best wrestlers.
Was a little bit bigger.
She might be. I'm going to check that out because I am curious. Okay, Sean's going to keep her
right
leg back. Oh,
now
good
she
hips.
Can score with 20 seconds left. She's got to keep that leg back. That's the tricky part here.
Short time.
Recovery.
She can keep her hips back. Oh, good wrestling, though, by Kashawn. Short time, 5 seconds left.
She's got to kind of battle that shoulder down to 3 seconds. She was in a good position in that front head, but then all of a sudden that leg just snuck inside just a little bit more. And Esperanza made her pay. Looking at this front head position, but as she was spinning, you want to get that leg away first. Esperanza was able to suck that leg in, get the takedown.
So correction, she's the top ranked wrestler at 148.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah. So they had her originally as the number 2 wrestler at 155. The new rankings came out today. Esperanza is now the number 1 ranked wrestler at 148 pounds.
So then I wonder what happened, right?
I don't know, but that last double by Jack Bainbridge was a thing of beauty. We're jumping over to the boys for a second as we deal with some blood time. Jack Bainbridge on top here, 9-2, as the Raiders are winning 15-8 in the matchup here between Apple Valley. As we've seen so many times, these two teams battle each other.
Yeah, and Turks and cradles when you're looking at Jack Bainbridge.
Yep, back in action here now. Esperanza wants to go back on her feet. We've seen her be successful in this position. With a 9-1 lead, will she get that takedown at the end of the period with near fall? Kashawn going to try to go upper body with her. I don't know if you want to be there.
Stays good balance though.
Good snap down.
But
see if she knows where she's at. Good takedown there by Esperanza. Good switch off to that double.
Yeah.
Just constant motion by Carrillo.
And you sit there and you looked at that, you went upper body, right? Then down to a leg. And then as Kashawn was kind of backing out, Esperanza went back to the head, clubbing the head.
Hey,
which is
shocker
which was
here.
Great.
Jack Bainbridge just had a kid in a cradle. I know that's a shocker for you.
Like I said, Turks and cradles. Everybody knows he does it, and yet he still gets kids with it.
Yeah, he's
a
tough
lot.
on top. He's tough on top.
Fantastic.
Up 13-2 as we go back to this girls match. Esperanza Carrillo making a statement against Kashawn Brooks here. Kashawn Brooks in the down position here. We'll give you an updated score in just a second as we break the blood time.
Looks like it's 12-1 according to the clock up top. Minute 35 left.
But you know, I think anytime you can wrestle a top opponent like Esperanza, you learn what you struggle with, what you're good at, and what you need to improve on.
Absolutely right.
And you have no fear of anybody else when you've wrestled a kid this tough.
For sure. And we talked about that when Ellie was wrestling. Andrea, we talked about it when who else wrestled Cassandra?
Adriana Dahlberg.
Adriana Dahlberg. You know, you sit there and when you're wrestling these top-ranked kids in the country, top-ranked kids for sure in the state, you know, you learn a lot about how much you have to work to get there, right?
Yep.
But it gives you a goal and something in your mind that you can start shooting for.
So remember the story you talked about, you got to wrestle Jake Deichler from Anoka.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't make the Olympic status that he did.
No, you didn't, but you know what? The fact that you can tell that story and say, hey, I got to wrestle this guy.
It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I got to, you wrestle him and it hurt.
And it hurt. That's never a good sign, Coach Sheeman. All right, we're under 20 seconds now in the second period. Kashawn hanging tough.
That's that.
Oh, tries to go out over the top.
Just kind of turned too early there.
Yeah, good idea though.
She had
little side roll.
The right idea there, but just kind of turned the wrong way in that position. You want to kind of go towards the head and see what you got, maybe to get out.
All right, we're gonna head to the third period. It is Hastings' choice, I believe. Let's see what they decide to do. Gonna go back on their feet. Okay. Kashawn got a little close to maybe one throw. Esperanza's hips have been pretty far away from her. But you might as well go for it, right?
Absolutely.
Kashawn not afraid to mix it up and get physical, though. I appreciate that about her.
There she is. It kind of looks like she's moving into that over-under position, going at it. Again, one of those positions. What do you have to lose? Down 12-1. We've seen it done before.
Yep,
earlier
absolutely.
Today, 12-2.
Good snap down by Esperanza here. Trying to look to score here. She shucks it by and gets a takedown. That'll be another 3-point takedown as we have more blood time. More blood time for Esperanza.
This is definitely you know, you look at the match of 6 minutes. How long has blood time been?
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
State tournament against Northfield when we had blood time after blood time. You
yes.
remember that?
Yep. And there is a time limit on the amount of blood time you can.
Our producer's shaking his head. He's like, I remember that well. Trying to fill the air time with the amount of blood
was
time.
Not easy.
No. We were dragging after a full day of calling matches.
Yep.
The last match of the day, and it was a marathon of blood time.
You know, and if you're sitting there, at least right now we have, you know, look over here. You can watch Taylor and Little Soldier wrestle on mat 1. Give a little talking about there.
Yep. Great turnout though here tonight to watch wrestling. I know the stands don't seem as full as they were. We had Holdingford already take off, along with Holmen, Wisconsin as well. You got two teams that already bolted. They got long drives to get home. It's a packed gym tonight.
For sure. I mean, Holdingford, I believe that's up by St. Cloud, correct? So they got an hour and a half drive back.
Yep.
So the fact that they wanted to come here and wrestle some big boys, great teams. Yeah, in two classes above them. Holdingford being down in the single A, we're up in triple A. That's awesome.
And they're not afraid of anyone.
No.
Which I appreciate. And same with Holmen, Wisconsin, right? Well, yeah, we'll take the challenge. We'll wrestle you guys.
Yep. But I like Coach Hanneberg has done a really nice job of recruiting other schools to come here and wrestle. I mean, he's brought Bemidji here in the past. Last year there was a triangular. We had Waconia, or no, I believe that was 2 years ago, where we had Waconia and St. Michael here.
Yeah, we had Shakopee here last year.
Yeah. Great teams breed great wrestling. Right?
15-2 in the third period here. Not a lot of wrestlers can say they've lasted 3 periods with Esperanza Carrillo. So I regardless of the outcome of this match, even if she gets taken down here, you gotta feel like, hey, I accomplished something. This those moral victories.
Moral victory, but again, not backing down.
No.
Right? You still see Brooks going at it, trying to get something going. You never know.
More blood time.
Now, the one thing they do have a clock for blood time, right?
Yep.
So it's 5. I believe it's 5 or 6
5 minutes. Yep.
Now, the second blood time gets clawed, they stop blood time. You can see the ref kind of put her hands up, cancels out the blood time. That's when the clock stops. You still get time to clean up. But.
Back to the boys' mat for a hot second there. That was Talon Little Soldier battling an Apple Valley wrestler, one of Apple Valley's absolute studs. Trying to hang on tight there with about 30 seconds left, not get pinned. We're back in the action, though, after another lengthy blood break here.
And the action is washing the mat.
Yeah.
Coach is doing a great job.
The coach has been busier than the wrestler this third period, that's for sure.
At some point, you just got to pull out the mat, and you might as well wash the entire mat, right?
Just a little update on the score for Raider fans here. Right now, it's 21-8 over Apple Valley. The boys are winning. Sorry about that.
I wonder if they. This is Tyler Laudenbach for the boys.
It is. Sean Brooks battling tough. You're not giving up an inch, but one takedown will seal it, and this might be it. There it is.
And there's the tech.
So Sean Brooks gets tech followed there by Esperanza Carrillo, but almost lasted the entire match with the #1 ranked wrestler in the state. Absolute hammer.
And never backed down. She was up for the challenge, went at it, did her best, and we'll hopefully see that match again at the state tournament later in March.
For sure, absolutely. All right, now we go up to 170 pounds. Hastings is going to send out Amelia Miller. Let's see who Valley sends out. Is this going to be Lily Wolk? I believe it is. Looks like that's who they're sending out there. Another showdown of ranked wrestlers. We got Amelia Miller ranked #3 and Lily Wolk ranked #6. Wolk ranked at a higher weight class, though. Oh, they're going to forfeit to Amelia Miller. You can tell she's bummed. Miller taking the forfeit.
She didn't look like she wanted the challenge, right? She didn't look like she was too happy about getting a forfeit.
Yeah, it's hard. You train hard and you want to have matches.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer for her. At 190 pounds, though, they're going to send Lily Wolk against Lily Watts.
The Battle of the Lilies.
Yep, Lily Wolk versus Lily Watts.
And Lily Wolk is ranked at, amazingly, she's wrestling, she weighed in at 170 pounds. She's ranked at 235.
Yep.
So she's been brought down. So she was ranked #6. I believe Lily Watts is ranked also, but
at
she's
190.
ranked at 190 pounds.
But also weighs in at 170, so somewhere in that range.
A couple of 170 pounders going at it at 190 pounds.
Not afraid to wrestle each other at higher weights. Now, Lily Watts did lose to that Holmen wrestler that Lily Wolk actually beat, so if that tells us anything, maybe advantage Lily Wolk, but we'll see what happens. Lily Watts, a second-year wrestler, very athletic kid, learning as she goes here. She does some things really naturally well. A gritty, tough kid.
Yeah, tough kid, but great person. Right?
Yeah.
She's so much fun. Had her in the classroom. She was awesome.
Lily Wolk right behind her, trying to bring her down.
Just keep
Watts
your balance. Try to get that hand off the
She gets the early takedown.
If you're Lily Watts, you want to control that top hand because you can see that Wolk wants to go for a cradle and a butcher. Control that hand on the elbow. There's the near side cradle.
Wolk trying to lock up that inside cradle, just not there.
Smart choice by Watts.
Watts coming up to her feet, controlling that grip, and will get the 1-point escape. Good wrestling there by Lily Watts. Folks, lots of wrestling action here for another hour here as Apple Valley and Hastings are in every single match. Oh, Lily Wolk's got a tight whip over, just throws it down. She's got this locked up tight against Lily Watts.
She's got 35 seconds. Let's see if Watts can get out here.
She gets the pin.
Isn't able to.
Yeah, Lily Wolk just a little tough, little too good advantage there in that whip over position.
And you sit there, and once you hit your knees and the other person's on their feet, it's tough to battle.
Yeah.
Right? Once that elbow comes up, gets trapped, get thrown into it. You can see once Lily Watts just kind of hit her knee, just tough.
All right, which will bring us to heavyweight, 235 to be exact. Maddie Radspinner is going to take the mat for the Raiders. And Mia Carnahan for Apple Valley. Radspinner currently ranked number 3 in the state, was 3-0 at the Lake City Invite. Carnahan, a junior, we don't know much about her. We know Radspinner's a pretty physical kid.
Yep.
She likes to throw a headlock, I know that.
For sure.
Much like her younger brother.
He had a great headlock.
He did have a good headlock.
Working that head down as much as she can.
She's going to sprawl her down.
Smart all the way down.
She can stay off her knees and score here. She's looking to score. Good wrestling, though, by Carnahan.
Continuing to work forward. Smart choice. I like this coming inside on that tie. She might throw that headlock, but she at least attacks the head, trying to bring it down, work into that front head position.
Radspinner really trying to go upper body here, lock up that headlock if she can. Snaps her down, see if she can score.
Now she's in a good position here.
She's on her toes too. That's locked up tight.
Yep.
Gets the pin. Hey, good finish for the Raiders.
Yep.
As they wrap up this dual meet. Unfortunately, they're on the opposite end of the scoreboard here, losing 48-21, but good finish for the Raiders. The young, inexperienced Raiders are going to grow from this, that's for sure.
And there's a lot of close matches that, I should say, we had one close match. We were really close, could have gone the other way.
Well, if you look back at it, Olivia Levine's match could have gone either way.
Yep.
Right? That one, you put Annabelle Norquist at 130 pounds. That helps a little bit. Sammy Allen's match was almost a decision. Kira Pellinger had a chance to win that one.
Yep, you throw Josie out there as well.
Yeah. Maybe Allison Wenzel's back at 112. You shuffle things around a little bit. Again,
looking great at an early point in the year.
And the hopes are that you can close that gap on Apple Valley, right? I got a feeling this is not going to be the last time that we see them. They're going to be at the Clash.
Yep, they're going to be at the Bi-State.
Maybe. Right. I'm not sure if they're there this year. But I know they'll be at the Clash again. Point being, they're going to close this gap on this team, right? With young and experienced wrestlers, they're only going to get better. But I am super excited, and I'm proud to be able to announce this match tonight. What a cool event for our Hastings girls in the state of Minnesota and to showcase wrestling. Hey, speaking of other showcases, here's some upcoming broadcasts that we have coming up on HCTV. On the 17th, our girls basketball team, huge game against Matamidi, always a conference favorite. Our girls basketball team looks to continue their winning ways. Our boys swim team is going to wrestle Tartan and North on the 19th. On the 21st, our girls hockey team is playing Park. And then finally, our boys hockey team on the 30th takes on South St. Paul. We got a lot of action coming to you this winter, so make sure you stay tuned to HCTV. Thanks so much, wrestling fans and sports fans all around, for tuning in, cheering on the Raider Athletics, and for supporting wrestling. Have a good night, everyone.